Alright, we are live. Okay, hello there everybody, Net Narrator here. Right, we've also already got some people in the chat. Okay. Now let's just see. Okay, I'm going to try and capture the window, which is going to be my Discord. There we go. Let's get my streaming software off. So, it'll take a little while for people to come in. But what this basically is, a lot has happened in the election in the US. I personally don't have a stake in it because I'm a US citizen. So I'm in the middle. I'm neutral, I swear. So while people are just talking and getting very upset about the election, I thought we see the funny side and narrate a few of the funny takes from this. So first of all, MTF Guard, just going to ask this before any, what's your political opinion on beans, the food? Well, baked beans, always lovely in the UK. In Japan, actually, where my parents have been recently, because I've just got some Japanese stuff, they have some Japanese candy there, which is filled, but it's got sweet bean paste. And it's not naturally sweet, but it's very nice. It has a sort of Moorish aura to it. So you can only have one sweet, and then you've got to let it simmer a little bit. So that's basically my opinion on beans. Wide variety, pain in the ass to grow, because I tried doing that when I left university in my parents' garden. It didn't work because the plants were eaten by pests, and I didn't do anything with it. Okay, Bean the Guy. I don't know who that is. If he lives in the UK, I bet he has beans and toast for breakfast. I actually don't, because I've been on a diet for the past 6 months. I've been on the keto diet, so I've usually not had any breakfast, but if I do have a breakfast, it's normally sausage, bacon, egg, because there's little to no carbs in that, believe it or not. Not the healthiest, though, so I don't have it that often. Okay, looks like we're getting people in. So, as I say, I am not a Democrat, I am not a Republican. I'm sorry, I've got to work out where my green screen is as well. I'm a UK citizen, I'm in the middle. So I don't have a personal stake in the election. As I say, I'm not making a comment in either political direction, but some of the things on Twitter, some of the things on Reddit is just so wild that I figured I'd just start reading it. And I've just gotten back from my parents' place. I've been cat sitting for them for 2 weeks. I've been taking some time off from the rating, so this will be good to get me back into things, really. And I've got a very, very nice Danish rum here. But what we're drinking tonight, in honor of the American election, we are drinking some Buffalo Trace Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. So anyway, let's get started. So, if you don't know already, if you're not on the Discord, I basically posted a new channel and basically told everyone, post your screenshots of the rateable things I can do concerning the post-election madness. Now, not everyone was very, very good at obeying those instructions. So we've got a bunch of different posts and stuff, but we've got a decent amount of content. And also, you might not be able to see it. Oh, no, I can do a scene transition. Hang on. I need to learn how to do those. And then I've got some various tabs from Twitter just to get me started. So can't wait for more Just One Drop. Well, I've done a lot. And I might actually stick another one up for members tonight. But let's get the stream done first. So anyway, before we do anything else, we're going to go through a little bit of the Discord of various political screenshots. And then we're going to go onto the tabs I've opened up. And then I'm just going to search Meltdown and see what comes up. We're just going to narrate a few of the wackier things. So, if you want to get involved, join the Discord, post everything in political live narration. It can be from either end of the political spectrum, no matter if you supported Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Stick it in there. If it's funny, stick it in there, because we're going to have a laugh. This isn't a political stream, it's for fun. So, let's get started. So, yes, also, thank you for Jeff, my admin, who's been monitoring this channel very, very carefully, because people don't really understand the instructions here. Just post the stuff for Net to read, not commentary on what's posted, so he doesn't have to find the post to read. Non-narratable post will be deleted. Yes, believe it or not, most people weren't actually boasting what we wanted. But we've got a bunch of material, so let's get going. Do you hear me? No steal. Turn the machine off. I can't do a Joe Biden accent. I can give it a try. Do you hear me? No steal. Turn the machines off. That bitch will rue the day she crossed Joe Biden, the most popular president in history. By OG Ronald Reagan. What did he mean by this? King Crocodunk, Giga Zionist. Whew. Bro, somebody please tell me how to read this. Who the fuck is winning? Current temperatures, yes. More non-narratable things, but it's not that far off, lol. President nationwide, President-elect Trump, 71,623,305, 51.0%. Difference, 5,060,694. Harris, 66 million, 562,611. Still a respectable number, I suppose. 47.4%. A leading country, but that's a lot of red. So, all these blue things, I take it they're just very popular cities. 4 more years of funny memes for us European. One for me, give me your best Twitter salt posts. And, yes, people are questioning my use of Twitter. Here's one. Show your boobs if you don't care who wins the election. Show your boobs if you want Kamala to win. And show your boobs if you want Trump to win. Well done, Fred. We've got some priorities here. Okay. The guy that shot Osama bin Laden wants me to be his sex slave. Hang on, I've got to open this shit. Let's also make sure I'm on the Discord. Yes, I am. Robert J. O'Neill. You're not, man. You're boys. If there was no social media, you would be my concubines. Ooh, lad. So, Harry Sisson. We're Gen Z voters, and we all proudly voted for Kamala Harris. Real men support Harris. Well, these look like children, but I'll take it. Okay. Now, these aren't screenshots or anything, so I'm going to have to directly click on them. And it's going to make things complicated, so I'm going to add them to my list of tabs. We're going to open them and see. I really hope nobody's put any N-words in there, because that would get me banned. And the other Joe is responding to a Twitter post. That's not something I can narrate. Well, because his insurrection conviction or whatever was annulled by the Senate. I don't know too much about that. Okay. We got some more spicy ones from Biden. We made sure she doesn't get any flip states. She won't have the satisfaction of beating you, Jack. Only I get to do that. There you go. That's my Biden impression. That'll do. Anyway, let's have a look at the chat. Didn't expect me to look like that. I've done live narrations before. You guys know what I sort of look like. And besides, I kind of have to do this because a lot of the AI YouTubers, they don't show their faces. So I've got to prove that I'm a real person once in a while. Pronounce Bourbon. Well, Bourbon is a French word, not an American word. So, Bourbon. And the earlier comment, real men in dresses support her. Jesus Christ. Wow. The kids on that in that picture aren't wearing dresses, but hey, I mean, I guess it's good that the young people are getting involved in politics, because they certainly don't in my country. Biden's revenge for his betrayal has been the best part of this arc. Didn't you have a beard before? Did I have a beard before? No, I did not. I've never had a beard. I'm probably never going to have a beard either. Sorry, this is just me reading the chat. I will acknowledge the chat. So I've enabled live replay in this live stream as well. So if you guys want to watch the VOD, you can see the chat too. So know what the hell I'm talking about. I will admit I'm not the most experienced streamer, so I have to, reference things back and forth. I genuinely did expect to see your face, narrator. I should hope so. I've shown my face in all these streams before. I don't think I've never done a stream where I haven't shown my face. And no, I did not have a beard before, Jesus. Right. Internet Mum. Joe, my other admin.
I really wish I weren't living through a major historical event right now.
Fair enough. Okay. The face you make when your credit card declines. Oh dear, that will be the Ukraine stuff. Well, obviously I have given support to Ukraine. I have, in fact, sent rockets to Ukraine. And when I say I've sent rockets, more specifically, I've sponsored rockets to have my message written on them. So somewhere, a Russian will have been hit by an artillery shell saying, subscribe to Net Narrator. Which will get me in a bit of trouble if Russia ever invades my country, but, it's not like it can get any worse. And so the courier who had cheated death in the cemetery outside Good Springs cheated death once again. And the Mojave wasteland was forever changed. I was almost going to say Mojave there, but people don't like it when I pronounce things wrong. You and old Duke no, hang on, I've got to try and do Trump's voice.
You and old Duke can start packing it up now. I'll put a good word for you at McDonald's.
I don't know, not my best. My American accents are normally quite terrible, but maybe they'll improve. Maybe they'll improve with alcohol. Who knows? Okay, these are all Twitter posts. So if I find any of these, I'll click them. They'll go onto my page of stuff, and we can read them properly. But here, Amish man falls through trapdoor directly to hell after using electronic voting machine. Okay, satire is good. Right, just adding all these to the track. Okay, well, this isn't something that's narratable. We'll fix this shit right now. It looks like a video, but I'm not going to do that. King's back. Okay, here's one. Trump wins, and women immediately swear off being whores. We can't stop winning. R/2X chromosomes. Time
for 4 years of celibacy. Ladies, get off the dating apps. No more sex. No more pregnancies. The vow of celibacy starts now. Drop your partner if they can't respect your celibacy. Keep interactions with men to a bare minimum. Ignore them online. They no longer get access to us until they can prove they're capable of caring about our basic rights, health, and safety. The good men failed us by letting the bad men proliferate. They will have to be punished in a way they can understand. American men need to fix their fellow men. Let them suck the poison out of each other. Whew. We have the power to shun them. We have a right to defend ourselves. Men are not safe. It's time to fight back. Let's hit them where it hurts. This is the power we have.
Okay, I'm going to add that subreddit to the queue, because that's potentially quite funny. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. That's what all the cool YouTubers say. I'm not cool enough to say that. Yes, I think she's mad, but now she has given us a platform to her subreddit. So I'm going to click on that, and we're potentially going to have to. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a bunch of funny stuff there. Right, okay. I just looked at the first couple of posts on that subreddit, and Jesus Christ, whew, we got a gold mine. We're gonna be here all night. Okay, we got another one. Average Reddit post after election night. r/suicide watch. Now, I will say that for the most part, I have vowed to stay off this subreddit just because Suicide Watch is a serious thing. I understand people are salty about the election. I understand that, Trump supporters and other more the trollish side of the conservative wing will hone in on that. But because we're looking to keep in the middle, we're just wanting to rate some funny stuff. So outright Suicide Watch stuff is probably not appropriate. But because this is taken directly from them, posted on my Discord, I will go for it for once. So, bye. This election marked the end.
At first, I didn't worry too much about it. Reddit told me Kamala was going to win convincingly.
Well, there's your fucking problem there, then.
But now that Trump won, women's rights will be gone. I tried to distract myself from watching porn. The only thing left that makes me happy, and really kept the suicide thoughts at bay.
Pornhub is still there, bro. Just browse. Big-titted liberals. I can't, no.
But it just didn't help. Like they say, rather die free than a slave. I will not look on as women in our country get their freedom stolen. Suicide is the only option. I did tell my girlfriend's fiancé that he could have all my money. Okay, this is a troll. And take good care of her. Girlfriend's fiancé!
Yeah, okay, I will admit, like, some of this stuff on Suicide Watch, posts like this, are probably fake. But, you know, for to have a little bit of common decency here, I'm going to stay away from Suicide Watch. But if there are any screenshots you want to take from it that you think could be legitimate trolls or are legitimate funny, stick them in the Discord. But I won't actually go on the subreddit just because I don't want to show, you know, that other kind of stuff, and I don't want to sort of give it too much attention here. All right.
I'm sorry.
Okay. That's something I can't narrate. This isn't a reaction video. Like, reaction videos are a dime a dozen. I'm narrating this shit. Okay. How it started, how it's going. Kamala wins, bottle of champagne. Trump wins, a bottle of bleach. Something went wrong, try again. So they've deleted their account. Okay. Guys, I think they're upset. By Southpaw's Art.
I hope the male loneliness epidemic eats you MAGA scum alive. I hope you feel a hole in your soul and feel unloved until your dying day. I hope you rot in your deathbed, wondering why women looked at you like you had rabies your whole life as your eyes closed for the last time.
Well, at least I still love you. Anyway. Don't post videos! I can't narrate a video! God damn, Florida Man Went Wild. You're a member, but... No, you're not a member. You're a Patreon supporter. Thank you for supporting me on Patreon. But you gotta support me by posting stuff I can actually narrate. Okay. And we also said this isn't the political discussion channel. Although having said that, that'll be worth narrating at some point.
Bonul-san, we shall watch over from above.
Yes, I think that's the former Japanese Prime Minister that was killed, and I... Okay, you've got to clarify for me, what actually what's up with the squirrel? What is up with the squirrel? Was it something about, like, cops shooting squirrels or something? I don't know what's going on. Memes are weird. I'm getting old. I can't keep up with all the cool kids. All right. Ooh. Right, let's have a look at the chat. I think she mad. Suck the poison. Haha. American politics are just insane. Sadly, UK is going the same way. Unless we decide to boogaloo. I can't make any comments on that because I'm a public figure, and if people are getting arrested for saying stuff on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, imagine what a few words from me would do. Right, that bloody limey. How could this happen? The echo chamber told me we win, pretty much. Now, we've got a good question here. Dooley the Observer. Net, how long do you think you can narrate in one go? Do you think you can narrate a filibuster? Ooh. You know, I am looking for new specials to do. I'm looking for something to potentially outdo the Epstein stuff and the Shadowrun stuff. Now, the third video has actually come up recently. The third biggest video I've done, I think, is Dracula. I kept that under wraps for a little while, and I'm glad people seem to be watching and enjoying it. But I've not done all of that at once, but I do think I could go for a long time, just not in my usual aspect of quality, where I'm constantly editing stuff behind the scenes, because I slip up a lot, I mispronounce words, sometimes my voice cracks. It's a bunch of things, and I do have a little bit of a speech impediment, which does kick in sometimes. You might notice a few inflections in a couple of my videos. But as for sheer endurance, just going at it, I reckon I could do it something all day, potentially. Not that I want to, but I don't know. It could be a fun challenge. Anyway, I've got 2 souls, 1 of each suit. Instructions unclear. We be stuck in ceiling fan. Okay, moving swiftly on. 31 viewers. Hello, everybody. Hope you're doing all right. As I say, I will keep repeating this. I do not support either candidate or over the other. I'm a UK citizen. I'm not a US citizen. But you know, we can at least see the funny side, even if you're upset that your preferred candidate didn't win. I mean, we survived 4 years. We can survive another. Things could always be worse. That's my whole attitude behind this. So anyway, let's carry on. Coupe lo presto with this take. It looks like some 1980s Miami Vice cop here.
When all the non-racist, non-misogynist, non-homophobic, non-bigoted, everyday ordinary people get so sick of you calling them racists, misogynists, homophobes and bigots that they go out and vote against your candidate, do you A. reevaluate your personal conduct and strategy of convincing people to share your politics? Or B. call them racists, misogynists, homophobes and bigots, and yell at them even more? According to most of my timeline, you chose B. And that's exactly why your candidate lost. Not bad. And we're almost seeing it in my country as well. Still, can't say too much about that. We'll see what happens. Trump did it. He managed to finally figure out how to get a black woman to stop talking. The future is truly bright. Woo! Okay, what could he mean by this? Election wizard, just in. Harris campaign is no longer giving comments. Fox News. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. Blowing it. How Kamala's career started and how Kamala's career ended. Jesus Christ. Whew. You people are wild. And we got watermarks because some random guy wants credit for the meme. At NickSway13, I will absolutely give you the shout out for that fucking meme. Jesus. Woo. Dear Americans, when the post-election riots start, please remember to film the fighting, shooting, stabbing, and looting horizontally. Many thanks. Okay, just give me something to narrate. And I'll do it. I don't know. But stick something up on a billboard or something. That'll get me involved. For sale, 1972 Damastu D355A bulldozer and last stacks of AR500 steel plating. Bought for a project, but I no longer need it. I know what he means by this. Let me try and do the Trump voice again. I've got to sort of breathe into it, so... Sorry, this is my last order. I got a promotion. A really big one. Some would say the biggest. You're not going to believe it. I don't know. What do you think about that impression? I don't think it's too bad. Marked safe from being burdened by what has been. I don't know if that's a link to something or whatnot. Me preparing for the tolerant left to siege the election peacefully. Okay. Well, that's a meme. There's not much for me to narrate, but I guess with some context. Okay. From Dell, thank you very much, Dell, for helping to police this this channel as well. Quick reminder and clarification, and I'll read it out for everyone else posting stuff in the channel as well. And I can see that people are posting, so thank you very much for that. Please keep contributing stuff for me to do, and I will do it. Just don't give me racist stuff or anything like that, or well, don't make me say the N word because I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it on YouTube. I have done it on Patreon before. Anyway, quick reminder and clarification. This is how I imagine Dell to sound. I don't think I've heard him speak. You all are supposed to be posting stuff that can be narrated. There's like a third that, and the rest memes, Lomafal. If you have memes, use either hashtag memes and shitposting, or hashtag memes spicy. If you need access to the latter, react to this post with... but not with... I don't know what the fuck that is. So I know you're able to read, and we'll get you the next roll up.
Okay. Davis has posted 2004. 121,069,000, nice, and 54 votes cast. 2008. 129,446,839 votes cast. 2012. 126,849,299 votes cast. 2016. 128,838,342 votes cast. 2020, 155,507,476 votes cast, with a big arrow posted next to it. 2024, 129,347,671 votes cast so far. Nothing strange about that at all. What could he mean by this? Damn, y'all, maybe we did. Damn, y'all, maybe we really did steal the election in 2020. I am so fucking embarrassed right now. Okay. I mean, I don't actually think that is unreasonable. If everyone's stuck at home due to the grand plague, you might as well. No excuses saying, oh well, I just don't have the time. Which is fair enough. Although having said that, you guys have postal votes over there, I think. Oh no. It's Red Angel again. During the 2020 election, we're in full lockdown mode. People may not have been voting in person, so 20 million more votes were cast, most of which were invalid or incomplete or just counted more than once without overwriting the old vote. So I believe there was rampant cheating in the tune of 20 million to 25 million votes. No one can predict what the outcome should have been at the time, but I believe it was better for Trump to split his terms up, to regroup and reform everything. RFK Jr. and Musk being the heralds of a new golden age of American quality. Obviously, UK citizen, I can't comment on that. And probably shouldn't, otherwise I might get banned. I don't want to do that. So all of this is not proven. It's, conjecture. It's conjecture and opinion. Oh, Keck, leaving this up so Net can narrate it. Okay, right, let's do this bit then.
Wait. You think Musk and RFK are bringing in a golden age? Mr. Twitter and Mr. Brainworms?
We'll see. I mean, Elon is sending us to space. And if he ever has a colony in another galaxy like Mass Effect Andromeda, maybe you can sign me up.
Keck, leaving this up so Net can narrate it, but move any further discussion to #Politicians Corner. Thanks. Just content here, please.
As I say, until I hear Dell actually speak, that is his voice. I'm going to say that. Okay.
Please, God, let this happen, because it would be so fucking funny.
Pissed Badger. Wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats came out and say Trump actually won 2020 and can't serve a third term. Whew. And this was the attachment earlier, which I know what it was. Oh, hang on. I've gone a little bit too far ahead there. My girlfriend's fiancé can have all my money. Sounds like a troll. It does indeed. 2X Chroma says, I've got to go to this fucking subreddit, it's too funny.
Cancel all future plans with men.
4B is where it's at. I don't know what 4B is. Can someone in the chat tell me, please?
Use their own stupid traditional views against them. Say that you don't want sex before marriage. Say that you are waiting for the right man. They will be seething because they are sexually dependent on women who they call sluts.
I mean, I don't know. It might be good for women to be a bit more traditional, and men too. But guys, don't be mean to women like this.
See, this is the best angle. No sex before marriage. Give them what they voted for.
Go for it. I think society might be a little bit better. Okay. Classic. r/true scum.
He won. I'm fucking shaking, dude.
I'm scared. No, I've got to do an accent for this one. Hang on. What accent do I do for you? What accent do you want me to do? Oh, wow. Okay, we've got a few more. Unlucky Eddie, thank you very much for the $10. As I sit and wonder, my mind begins to wander. Also, if you think that they put their welding rods down, you got another thing coming. Ooh, yeah. So, Net Narrator November? Not sure. Hang on. There's been well, god damn, there's been quite a lot of chat stuff. And it won't let me scroll up. Oh no, I can scroll up now. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff in the chat. So I will I'm gonna start reading the chat, go down, and then I will carry on. But give me an accent to do this one because it's a long one. I can't just do my my normal no whiny accents. I've got to do something. I've done my British accent way too many times. In fact, that's partly why I did Dracula. I could do all the British accents. I love doing those. Biden's revenge for his betrayal has been the best part of this arc. Yes, I believe you already... Yep. Oh, yes, okay, I scrolled up a bit too much. Okay, so... Context from the Squirrel. Man adopts Squirrel and opens an Instagram account for it. Government unalived a pet squirrel. Why do people say unalive? Just say they killed the bloody thing. Like, unalive. It's this Zoomer thing that really annoys me. Unalive. You killed him. Like, Ruffle stomped him. I don't know what you did to this squirrel. You don't need to say unalive. It's weird. I don't say that. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned. Government unalived a pet squirrel. Feds murdered an orphan squirrel. An orphan squirrel? That's even worse. Peanut deserves justice with his mate Fred. Okay, so this is a household pet. Peanut was a famous YouTuber's pet they murdered because a Karen couldn't keep her nose out of things not hurting her. Jesus Christ. Wow. I posted an article about the squirrel in the channel. And there was also a raccoon named Fred who was also euthanized. Jesus Christ. He became a right-wing rallying point when the liberal response was basically, well, it was illegal to have a pet squirrel. Yeah, don't fucking kill animals. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Sorry, I promise to say neutral, but no, I'm not saying neutral on this. You don't target fucking animals. Leave them alone. Unless they're like pit bulls attacking people, because that's something I've actually covered in Galactic High. It's like, if they're attacking you, fine. But if it's something that literally cannot harm you, like a squirrel, leave it alone. It's not doing any harm. And yeah, that does sound like almost like a Ruby Ridge situation. Jesus. Always poke fun at your neighbors across the lake. Much love from the States. Thank you very much. TBF, timeline is usually tailored to you. Oh, so yeah. So you get to see a bunch of the spicy stuff that that I tend to look up on Twitter. That's wild. Oh yes, also I do have a Twitter. I'm not calling it fucking X. It's at Net Narrator. You should be able to follow me there. Please do. I occasionally post a spicy thing. I don't post that often, but yeah, it's good to have followers. The squirrel wasn't even an illegal immigrant. If he was, NY would have given him money and let him run around committing crimes. Again, a UK citizen, I could not possibly comment on American issues like this. I don't live in the US. I'm actually moving to a house in the UK. Maybe I'll live in the States one day. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I'm an American woman out there and get a green card off her. I don't know. Yep, and it was a killdozer. If you think that they put their welding wells down, you got another thing coming. Oh, yeah, I've seen that. I'm just enjoying the videos of people crying since the election. Well, they're kind of funny, but bear in mind, we have a lot of Republicans, we have a lot of Democrats that watch the channel. You know, you're cool people either way, no matter your political beliefs. So I've got to represent both of you. But having said that, I don't think any of you are going to go as wild as some of these people. You leave our retards alone. They're ours to make fun of. Damn. Thank you for your playlist. I'm disabled with spinal cord injuries and stuck in a wheelchair. I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm immensely enjoying all your content. Well, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the latest Dracula video, because that's content. You got 15 hours right there. Yeah, I'll do my best to keep it going. You know, and I'll constantly try and improve and get some good stories out. Somebody posted the 4B explanation. Is that? I'm hoping that's in the, you mean in the Discord. That'd be great. I also posted what 4B is in the live narration chat. I haven't seen it. Unless I didn't make the connection. I second French, Kubo even. Wait, do the one alien gamer who plays human games with the voice when he loses his shit at Teardown. Great days and glorious victory. I can certainly do that because I'm Spifflemonk and welcome to my live stream. Doing a collaboration with Net Narrator today. He hasn't collabed with other YouTubers. I'm not sure why. Maybe because nobody likes him. A New York accent. I can't. Oh, that's not one I can do. I can do like a southern US, but I don't know. It's hard to get. He's like, it's a weird inflection of the throat. Demonetized? Probably. We'll see. It started on TikTok because the videos would get repressed if they said killed. I can say killed. It's fine. I've said it in plenty of videos. It's all good. Like I think saying unalive, it just takes away from it. And besides, like you all know what they mean is probably pointless. My previous statement is what I had. I've been bitten by a squirrel that can get nasty. It's not worth bloody shooting it. You probably deserved it, Eddie. Leave the squirrels alone. Man's out here making a CGB covert go blue. Oh no, Grey Supreme Court nominee reference. CGB, Magic the Gathering, good YouTuber. I cannot possibly comment on a case not before me. It is undoing of a future justice. I do so love the salt, where I work third shift and listen to your playlists while I sleep. While you sleep? So you're getting my stories embedded into your brain as you dream. I don't know. I heard they're doing a technology like that. I love the Dracula vid, by the way. Maybe next one, the original man from La Mancha? Stick it in the suggestions. Maybe I'll check it out. You and ASN are my favorite narrators. Yeah. Aggro's a cool guy. I've spoken to him once or twice. It's like we have technically collab whenever YouTube cracks down on like story YouTubers in general, just to work out what's going on. So he's a cool dude. You know, much respect to him. Right, Discord. So I'm going to the nice Spifflemonk. My voice. So he won. I'm fucking shaking, dude. I'm scared. I still need to change all my legal shit, but we've been putting it off and putting it off. I don't think we'll have much of a choice soon. I'm so goddamn scared right now. The year of the rat. Think calmly and change your legals. The dubious benefit of the overt fascism is that your allies are no longer bound to respect the framework of the state. Thus, people will help you, but you also gotta do your own part and fight for yourself in the legal way. Changing your name, getting your prescriptions, etc. Sorry, it's been about 2 weeks. I haven't rated anything in 2 weeks. My voice is sticking a little bit. We've entered the twilight era of peak capitalism in the 80s. Okay, that came out of nowhere. And it could get a bit worse, with all of the parasites. But it'll get better eventually, because, to put it simply, the rich parasites are few. And we outnumber them on every continent and in every country. But not in the fucking election, apparently. Oh dear, I'm normally very good at the Spiffle voice. I just can't fathom how we ever let this happen. This man fucked up and divided our country so bad in less than a decade. He's caused so many unnecessary deaths and so much violence. He's the one being shot at. I guess I underestimated how low half of this country's standards are. I don't know if I even can change my legals. My parents are still putting it off. Change your legals? I guess this might be a transgender subreddit. I'm not 100% sure what this one is. No, but we have a lot of transgender friends on the Discord, so big up to those guys. Right, and yeah, Jeff, once again, just post the stuff for Net to read, not commentary on what's posted, so he doesn't have to find the post to read. Non-narratable post will be deleted. Reposting so everyone sees this. I suspect this might be repeated a couple of times. Yes, my favourite website, which I've got to be very, very careful about browsing on a fucking live stream. One of two scenarios is true. 1. There was no cheating in 2020. 1/5 Democrats sat out the 2024 election. 2. They cheated in 2020 and manufactured 15 million votes. Right. Okay. Well, this is one of my mods posting this, so I do trust it, but when it says click hole, I don't know, it sounds like a... Okay. Yeah, that's a bit strange. Sorry. Click hole, it just made me think of a porn website. Not that one of my mods would send that to me. Actually, no. Some of my mods would send that to me, so I've got to be careful about who I click it from. Okay. What is with that title? Okay. X-Twitter enabled helper, so it shows up on mobile Discord. Guy who made this one hates the X rebrand, so... Okay, fair enough. I just keep calling it Twitter. I don't care about X. I know, like, the name X is... Oh, God, what's the word? I blanked out for a second there. sentimental to Elon Musk, because that was X was one of the first websites he made during the dot-com boom, and now he's got it back. I think he actually bought X back after he sold it a long time ago. Now he became a billionaire, so he's very sentimental. You are supposed to be posting stuff that can be narrated. Dell, this is not something that can be narrated. Oh, hang on. Don't make me tap the sign. Do not talk to driver. Okay. Right, let's try another Trump voice.
Yeah, this is going to be my last shift. I got my old job back last night.
I don't know. I can't. I've got sort of got a.
Yeah, this is going to be my last shift. I got my old job back last night.
I don't know. Isn't it? There's a certain way he says things. Is like,
oh yes, great job, wonderful job.
That kind of thing. Because this sentence doesn't have that inflection, I think I've lost the voice a little bit on that one. Okay, well, this one's in another language. That would be fun to narrate. Translation. Okay, there's a translation for the tweet. Donald Trump announces he accepts defeat of Kamala Harris. This one. Donald Trump solemnly announced that he accepted the defeat of Kamala Harris. It was from the living room of his Mar-a-Lago villa that Donald Trump announced to the press that he accepted the defeat of Kamala Harris.
If there were no irregularities, and she lost fairly, then yes, I accept the result without problems.
His closest advisor has also suggested that the former president will eventually accept that his rival does not win the election. Ooh. I was totally expecting him to fight that, but no, we'll see. Captain Crunch. Lol, no borders closed. Andrew Tate. I'm moving back to America. Oh, yes. We are installing Crow's machine gun nests and C-rams in every quarter mile along the wall. We are going to make the Iron Dome look like a kid's bouncy castle. Calm down. He's not sworn in yet. Okay.
Make a deal, Putin. I make the best deals.
Okay. Ukraine de facto surrenders and gives me insanely unrealistic concessions.
That's retarded.
Try and stop me. Just blowing the shit out of the funny bridge, quadrupled US aid incident of 2025. Okay. Not sure what he's necessarily saying here. The only bridge I know of with context to the Ukraine war is the one between Russia and Crimea, which keeps getting attacked. I'm very surprised it's still somewhat standing, but, you know, I can't win them all, I suppose. All right. Oh, that's a little baby hippo. Okay. Mu Deng, an internet-famous pygmy hippo from Thailand, is facing being cancelled by some Democrats over her involvement in the 2024 presidential election. How can you cancel this thing? It's cute. You can cancel me. Well, you're probably going to try and cancel me after this one. That's a cute little baby hippo. Okay, so someone's in the chat saying, what I find pretty funny is Kamala saying, how dare we speak Merry Christmas? Smash cut of her to her saying Merry Christmas. I don't get why you can't say Merry Christmas. I will say Merry Christmas and it's November. You know. Well, unless, how dare we speak Merry Christmas? I don't know. Did you ask her to say it during summertime or something? On the 4th of July, maybe? I don't know. But no, I'll happily say Merry Christmas. We got a couple of Christmas videos coming out closer to the time, but those are already scheduled. Anyway, Clickhole is an onionish website. Weapon? I don't know. Kinky. Net Narrator's mods asking him to click their holes. OML. That's not the worst thing we've done with the mods. X is a pretentious title, and the click goes when you have an issue. Okay. There are 35 people watching and only 11 likes. Come on, folks, show this guy some love. It's okay. It's an election. I get that some people are upset. Maybe they just want to pounce on me. They want me to say something wacky, and then they pounce on me and cancel me. And maybe that's what they're doing. It may be that I've got some dislikes for it, but I'll just have to go back and check afterwards. And if it turns out this stream is a dud, and then I won't do streams like this in future. I'll do something else, like rather than covering politics. The funny bridge is the Carriage Bridge. Yep, that's the one I think it is. I think it's called that. I would give good money to see him locked in a room with George Washington. Who? Me? Me? Locked in a room with George Washington? The dude's dead. Or Trump. That would be funny. The full context, she was talking about starving kids. Starving kids? Okay. Well, if you got context for that, I'll see it. Because as I say, I'm in the middle. Yeah, I don't. You know, obviously I know a little bit about the US election, US politics and stuff like that, but I'm an outsider. I'm from the UK. Give me context for it, and I'll bring attention to it. I thought you said Happy Christmas. Who'd you vote for, Mr. British man? I can't vote in the US election, so I couldn't possibly say who I would vote for in such a situation. So I'm sorry, but I would vote for that candidate, but you know I just can't. You're not getting me to pick a side. I'm doing it. There are cool Democrats that watch my channel. There are cool Republicans that watch my channel. I will honor both. Anyway, enough of the cute hippo. That is a cute hippo. You can't be mean to that. Okay. This one's on Peanut the Squirrel. Yeah, we can. I'll add that to my my list of internet tabs. Okay. My pronouns are your fucking president. My pronouns are has been. Yeah. I don't, you know. I'm not mean to people that like to use the pronoun thing. It's weird because it's not something that's stuck in the mainstream. Like most people, say if you talk to members of my family, the older ones, they don't automatically start with their pronouns. But it's a trend that liberals are trying to do. So who knows? Maybe in 10 years, it'll be more widely accepted. So I don't know. Certainly, for example, from now and from when I was in school, being gay was a little bit of a rarity. It wasn't really that well known about. But now, obviously, it's widely accepted. So trends do change over time. So, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in 10 years we'll all look like fools and we'll all be announcing our pronouns by law or something. I don't know. Or maybe it won't stick at all. Watch. Nothing ever happens in this shit. I can't take it anymore. Please, God, make something happen. This world is boring as fuck. Subscribe to the channel, bro. I'm never boring. Right. Reddit being flooded with political memes. Concord flopping. Okay. Okay. Chrysler has sent me the link to fucking poll. I cannot click that link while I'm live streaming. I cannot show copious uses of the N-word, which I know I'll see on there. So if you want to post screenshots from that I can actually say on YouTube without getting immediately banned, please by all means stick it in the channel below. Okay. You think Elon with all the Trump money could get the attention of the Shovanti so I can get a big blue girlfriend? Oh yeah. Although I think they're purple. 4B movement. Okay, 4B or 4 No's is a radical feminist movement which is purported to have originated in South Korea in 2019. Its proponents refuse to date men, get married, or have sex with men, or have children. Well, okay. No, I was gonna say like to have sex with men. Well, that would immediately negate 4, but no, you can get like insemination or whatever, or you can go to a clinic, or it could be like that film Don't Breathe with the turkey baster. But you know, we'll move past that one. Tenants. The 4 no's are no sex with men. Korean. Bisexu. Or bisexu? I don't know. Maybe that's a coincidence. No giving birth. Bichul-san. So what if you're heavily pregnant? You'll have to give birth. You don't really have a choice in the matter. No dating men. Byorne. And no marriage with men. Bihon. Okay, no dating men, no marriage men. No sex. Okay, that doesn't completely negate hookups. So I don't know. Our proponents, Jung Se-yong and Baek Hana, 2 proponents, criticize marriage as reinforcing gender roles in South Korea. The movement draws some amount of inspiration from the novel Kim Ji-young, born 1982, as to South Korea's Me Too and Escape the Corset movements. The 4B movement claimed to have 4,000 members in 2019. Well, to be fair, families in Korea, they are quite well known for being like very, very traditional, very, very restrictive. So I don't know. If it's as harsh as it looks in media and from accounts of people online or whatever, then sure, I can see some kind of pushback from that. I don't think going completely radical is the way, but maybe some reform. I don't know. But thank you very much for letting me know what that is. I didn't know. I don't really clue myself into social trends like this. Christ, I really like RFK, but he does have very strange relations to animals. Really? Okay, Whisper, this is a gif of two girls at McDonald's. I cannot narrate that. Political memes with Net Narrator at the local MC Kentucky Wendy's Frosty Chicken. Okay. That's a meme. Killer Whale's head, RFK, and a pedo van. Okay. Well, I mean, that guy RFK, he has some good points about food stats, I suppose. So, anyway. Alright. What's happening? Yeah.
I've seen the crystals, but I'm curious about them.
Oh, no, wait, hang on. No, that's Joe Rogan. How do I do Joe Rogan? Well, so is the mic all right? Because I've just come back. Oh, dear, it's not completely straight, is it? There we go. I've seen the crystals, but I'm curious about them.
They're all going in the crystals, Joe. Trust me. You won't believe it.
That's incredible. You're saying it's happening soon?
November 5th, right after the...
Oh, God, I'm going to do Trump voice.
November 5th, right after the election. We'll call it Crystal Night, a national holiday.
Not sure where that comes from, but November the 5th is a different holiday in my country, one that might be a little bit relevant. The Fed chair says he won't leave if Trump asks. Jerome H. Powell, the chairman of the central bank, has been a frequent target of the president-elect, who appointed him in 2018. I don't hire the guy then. Or fire him. Don't ask him, just kick him out. Just go. Get out. Okay, 206 to 230. Net Narrator trying to sidestep politics whilst doing a political video. Again, I can comment very spicily on my own country, but I'm a UK citizen, so it wouldn't be right to comment on another country's elections like that, especially one where I've got a diverse audience that, I don't want to piss anybody off by going political. Like, the moment I back one candidate, I immediately piss off the other side. Again, we're just here to have fun. Oh, God, my throat's banging up. Okay, so clearly this one's lacking context. Okay, in the full video, Harris says, "And only when we clear that..." How do I do Kamala Harris's voice? She's got like 10 different accents. Harris says, "And only when we cleared that vet did we give them DACA status. And now we're talking about taking it away. It is morally wrong. And when we all sing happy tunes and sing Merry Christmas and wish each other Merry Christmas, these children are not going to have a Merry Christmas. How dare we speak Merry Christmas? How dare we? They will not have a Merry Christmas. They don't know if they will be here in a matter of days, weeks, and months." Okay, that's fair enough. So that's the full quote. That's as a little bit of context. I'm not sure where the full context is here. Possibly about homeless children or something like that, which I can understand in a few of the cities. Oh, sorry you had to hear that. So I understand that Michigan, which has Chicago, has flipped red and they've been blue, and I understand that Chicago has had a major crime problem for so long. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know where the there are a bunch of disadvantaged citizens in the US. So, I would say there's definitely probably a local government issue, but certainly a president can probably, hopefully, sort that out, or at least stop making things worse. News from Leafland. Okay. Ministers urged to explain how they will prevent a surge in asylum seekers from US after Trump election. The classic moving to Canada. Honestly, some people even say they want to move here, and I say don't. Things are even worse here. Okay. Right, we've come to the bottom of the political live narration channel. However, it's still open, so you can add your stuff if you want to. I voted for Vermin Supreme, as in Kids Over Starving. Yep, fair enough. We got that context now. Kids Over Starving. So I'm assuming like home kids who are in care, fostered. Oh no, I'm not brave enough for politics. I am brave enough for politics. I'm not stupid enough to get to do it on publicly on YouTube. Like I'm not taking a side. Besides, like it feels redundant for me to take a side after the election has already happened. Like, you know, I'm not gonna throw my weight behind a particular candidate, and you know, by doing so, I piss half of you guys off. I don't want to do that. Like, I'm not a political channel. I just want to have fun. That's all. Right, so Ben Bouchard. Trump got Mexico to help stop the flow of migrants into the US. While a couple of drone strikes might help too. Sane trends change over time. The delusional hopefully get forgotten and laughed at. Acceptable pronouns. Hey, you, them. Comes about every situation. Yeah. I tend to use just they or whatever, or hey, you. Yeah, if I don't know, if I think it might come up, I'm not going to bother, hey, what's your pronoun? I don't ask that to every person I know. Like, normally, similar to asking people's names, I don't ask their name. If I meet someone for the first time, I don't ask their name unless, like, introductions are made. I'm too awkward for that. I've got to wait for it to come up in conversation, and then I retroactively have learned their name. And it's like, oh, hey, Steve. And, you know, I knew that all the time. So they are nuns, and sorry if this broke the rules. That's all good. If you're heavily pregnant, you will have to give birth. In Europe, yes. In some US states, no. Ooh. I was going to say, I usually, there's a cut-off point where you can't do that, but that's fair enough. If men are so unnecessary, then discard all artificial phallic alternatives. Okay. Kamala's laugh reminds me of Ed the Hyena. I don't know what that context is. Anyway, we are going to move to the online feed now. So, Know Your Meme, not normally the best website, but that's right on the end there. I've taken the liberty of taking a few screenshots. So, Chris Trottier. I am not hopeful. I am quite sad. Elon Musk essentially bought the election. Oh, my throat's gone. Elon Musk essentially bought the election when he bought Twitter. Journalists could have left Twitter and had it go the way of MySpace. Instead, they continue to legitimize it, thereby giving it life. For the next 4 years, decentralized social media will be needed, if only as an alternative to the faux progressive media that seek to control the public square. The world is becoming more and more authoritarian, and we need an antidote. Well, to be fair, before Elon bought Twitter, Twitter was a liberal echo chamber. Now it's more free speech. Although, interestingly enough, you are posting this on Twitter. So, you know, clearly it's not controlled by the conservatives or whatever. It just means there's a more even playing field. And of course, like, people aren't going to give up their social media. No. I mean, I don't rely on social media, but, you know, a lot of people do, and like an addict, they can't really give it up. Europe followed the US into Afghanistan. Then US voters elected Trump and he pulled the plug. Europe let the US lead the defense of Ukraine, and now US voters have voted for Trump, who wants Putin to win. Europe has centered its security politics around a US-led NATO, and American voters have now voted for Trump, who wants to pull out of NATO. It is time for a stronger, more capable, and fully independent Europe. For our generation, this is our Churchill moment. It is time to lead. Well, in my country, we're too weak to do it because we got weak government. But, I don't know. I mean, Trump wants to pull out of Ukraine. I understand that. I don't think he necessarily wants Putin to win. To be honest, I think it's just a stalemate. So we'll see how that goes. Certainly, I know my country's still supporting Ukraine. I know other European countries are still supporting Ukraine, and we also know that Russia have taken heavy losses. And hey, I mean, I've sent a few artillery shells over there, so we'll see what happens with that. But there's got to be a cut. There's got to be a point where it stops either way. It's like in Stellaris where you got that war fatigue. It reaches 100% and you have to sue for peace, no matter what happens. It's maybe it's getting up to that situation, because either way, Ukraine and Russia are both damaged for. This is a generational damage here, really, because so many people have died in this thing. Anyone blaming Harris and Democrats right now can fuck off. Your family and neighbours are voting for Nazis. That's the problem. Ah, yes. Blaming normal people for being racist Nazis. That's totally going to blame. That's totally going to be the solution. But honestly, the Democrats kind of brought this on themselves. I mean, during the 2020 stuff, Kamala Harris wasn't exactly a popular candidate for the Dems either way. Just pick a better candidate. It's not hard. Right, next one. It's because she's a woman. I don't want to hear any other excuses or analysis around the campaign could have done this or that. It turns out the majority of the American people would rather vote for any man over a woman. 2016 was not a fluke. Deep, deep misogyny. A whole new level of disturbing. Jesus. Not true. So yeah, in the UK we have had female prime ministers. 2 of them have been shit, and those are the most recent ones. So I don't know. I mean, certainly I think a woman president can happen, but it needs to happen naturally. You can't just, put any old candidate up there just because she's a woman. They've got to be suitable and they've got to be good for the role. So yeah, I mean, Harris was just a shit candidate. There's no getting around that. And I can say that she was a shit candidate while staying neutral because she didn't win. If Trump was so bad, surely he would have lost compared to her. But anyway, these are just neutral takes. It's like, well, did the better candidate win? Yes. So the Democrats should have picked a better candidate. Is Tulsi Gabbard still a Democrat? She would have been pretty good. She'll make a great female president. Right, next one. Marcus Hutchings. I think regardless of how the election goes, all of Europe really needs to rethink tying so much of their security to a country that's always a coin toss away from descending into fascism. Russia taking Ukraine shouldn't rest on the vibes of a bunch of people who can't grasp the fact that the president doesn't set gas prices. Well, it's true. I think many European countries need to step up. At least my country meets the NATO requirements. Still weak at the moment, but we'll see how that goes. But, okay. So this one throws my rhetoric back in my face a little bit. But Nick, you're not a US citizen. This election doesn't affect you. Do you know how shit the internet has become since Trump was elected the first time? Do you know how fast and far the quality of online interactions has dropped since that orange fascist opened the gates to let all the trolls from under the bridge? Anyone who makes content that has even 2% of political notions, and Foss is definitely political, will be confronted to more brainwashed maniacs and bigots. Well, I probably get more views than this guy, and I'm fine. Calm down. If you're not a US citizen, then you have no control over it. You can't be angry at things you have no control over. Someone said, "Good morning" to me at the bus stop, and before thinking about it, I said, "No, it's not. It is objectively not a good morning." I regretted this instantly. All the bus stop regulars already think I'm a strange little nerd. I wonder why. Now they will think, no, I'm a weirdly politically obsessed strange little nerd. But instead of the look of disapproval, hilariously everyone agreed. Bad morning. Bad morning. Okay, Karen. As long as I live, I will never understand why America would rather elect a singly worthless white rapist as president than an exceptionally impressive black woman. Well, I'm pretty sure Trump never got convicted of rape. I'm pretty sure the person who accused him has been debunked as being a fool. Not 100% sure on that. And exceptionally impressive. Is Kamala even a black woman? I don't know. What race is Kamala? Is she actually a black woman? I don't know. But she wasn't that impressive. Come on. Darth Putin. US is about to prevent communist takeover by electing a man whose only friends are KGB agent and North Korean Stalinist. Well, he's a friend of Nigel Farage. I do know that. Okay, Susie Dent.
Word of the day is recrudescence. 17th century. The return of something terrible after a time of reprieve. Recrudescence. Oh, learning new words.
Alright, let's check the chat. You're not EU anyway. That's true, I'm not EU, but I am part of a NATO country. Right, I'm going to have a little drink, rest my throat a little bit. Oh dear. It's because I haven't narrated in a couple of weeks. So I haven't got used to it. Oh, ooh, I'm dangling my glass and it's messing up the green screen. Is saying cis still banned on Twitter? I don't even know what cis is. Cis is basically the word for normal, I think. I know most people I know their kinks before their IRL name. That's true. 12 Days of HLY Christmas song, that's already been done. Spider-Man meme. What are you drinking? Not to be a stereotypical joke, but is it tea? One is a tea. And it's a cup of normal tea, actually, because it's got milk in it. Couldn't drink it with milk before because I was on keto. This is a Danish rum. It was recommended by Tigra, who is the writer of Hunter x Huntress. He recommended it to me. Bit of a pain to get the bottle, but this is very, very sweet and very, very nice. I've also got to celebrate our American friends, Buffalo Trace, Kentucky Bourbon Whiskey. Which, probably not the nicest stuff I've ever had, but fuck it, it's something new. As a Trump voter, I also want a stronger Europe. Strong allies are great. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we all deserve to be strong. At the moment, we're bickering, we've got weak governments, and we've got people that are pissed off and ready to boogaloo. They're going to foot their own defence bills, finally. Yeah, I agree. My country, the UK, does commit its GDP to defence. A lot of European countries don't. Germany's pretty bad for it. But they're making changes which will meet the standards, but they've been so bad for so long. Can't wait for that mental health bill. I have no problem with a woman as president, but not her. Yeah, I agree. If at the end of the day, the most capable person should get the job. Simple as. Although, having said that, I think we could have come up with some better candidates this time. When you tell more than one half the country they are the problem, do you really think that is a sound campaign strategy? I don't think it's a sound strategy at all. It's just at the moment, it's very, very tribal, and I don't really get that. That's why I'm presenting myself as I am. I'm not picking either side, because some people are so feral over this. It's like, they won't respect our opinions. They see their opinion as right, and you've got to be an idiot to think anything else. No, I mean, people may have situational reasons why they want to back a certain candidate, for example. So yeah, I'm gonna, we got to be careful where we go, like sliding on politics on the Discord and on the stream as well. Right. Liz got stuffed by the Bank of England, to be fair. I've heard that. The Bank of England did something to get Liz Truss kicked out for our economic policies. I'm not sure how true that is, but disturbing if it is. They just need to know how to do the job and look strong while doing it. Yeah. Well, I mean, certainly, I think that's the whole Israel-Palestinian conflict. That's going to get ended one way or another under Trump. Yeah, we're going to see something over there. I would just prefer candidates that actually are in touch with the people without being devoid of ethical and intellectual integrity. Yeah, that's a fair take. I did that. You have control over it. You can share propaganda to us citizens or US citizens. No, I'm not going to do that. Well, maybe if my country decides to boogaloo, I might say something. I might try and drudge up some foreign support for a takeover or something. Who knows? I could end up taking over the government. That could be fun. You have control over it. Yeah, okay. That other woman, though, was just useless. As an American, it is my opinion that Marmite tastes better than Vegemite. I've not had either. Actually, I have had Marmite. I did use it in cooking a little while ago, but that was it. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan of either, I don't think, from what I understand. Oh god, I'm trying to read down to the bottom of the chat, but you guys keep posting. You're trying so hard not to be based, but you're incredibly based. Thank you very much. I'm not. It's not about being based. It's about, you know, keeping things cool and civil and steady. And to do that, I need to be neutral. I'll take things that never happen for 400. Oof. Kamala is a Jamaican and Indian woman. Well, okay, that's a mixed bag. Put some hair on your chest? Definitely. I wonder who rules North Central Ireland. Lord Miles does. He will have, I really need to get in contact with that guy, because he's written a book. It doesn't sell very well on Amazon, but I reckon I could do an audiobook of it. But I would need to get his permission first, and I need to be in contact with him. I've put that off. That'd be great to do. And I've seen a few of his videos. He's gone to South Africa recently, like Orania. Yeah, that was pretty wild. He's done the Ugandan action stuff. In fact, in Uganda they have... now, a lot of people don't actually know this, but I'm a huge wrestling fan. And they've got something in Uganda called soft ground wrestling, which is basically, they don't have a ring. It's literally just, they're taking bumps, they're doing all this stuff on mud, and they've got like bamboo sticks in the corners for the ring posts, and just string for the ropes. But those guys are very dedicated. And their first heel, their top heel, is the only white guy in the country, from what I understand, called Lord White, who's, it has his ring name, who is a colonizer, which is fucking hilarious. But yeah, I mean, if Lord Mars is ever going to watch this, go to the soft ground wrestling, get involved in the wrestling, because that would be a fun video. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a Lord Mars thing, but he's never heard of me. I don't actually know if it would work. I haven't actually read the book either, because he doesn't do it as an ebook. He does it as a hardback, which is not a good way to sell a book on Amazon, really, but who knows. Right, let's have a look. Part of the reason for the tribalism is that people on both sides feel existentially threatened by the other side. I'm not threatening you. Dude, you do you. It's all good. Basically, cis means this side as opposed to trans, which means the other side in Latin. Okay. So it's a more politically neutral way of saying vanilla flavor, basically. I won't use the normal person analogy, because I guess saying normal is probably derogatory. So I'll go vanilla flavor. Okay, vanilla flavor. That's cis. You plain old basic bitch vanilla. Okay, if you're having some issues with a scratchy throat, I might suggest drinking a honey-based Polish liquor called Krupnik. I'm adding that to the list, because I need some more alcohol at some point. All right. Let's... are we at the end of the chat? No, we're not. I would love to hear a Lord Miles narration. Well, I tell you what, there's no reason why you can't leave a comment on his Twitter feed or his video saying, wow, there's this guy called Net Narrator. I'd love to hear him narrate your book. Don't harass the guy. Like, don't approach people on my behalf, but you can always drop a comment dropping my name. There's no problem with that. Modern wrestling sounded good until you said it's men doing it. I never said it's just men doing it. Never said that. It's wrestling. And I said guys, but guys is a catch-all term. Women do wrestle for the soft ground wrestling in Uganda as well. Not necessarily like the whole WWE divas and stuff. Although having said that, I don't watch that WWE anymore. I watch AEW. But yeah, soft ground wrestling. They're actually pretty big. They've got a lot of ambition. I think there was some hoo-ha about some guy taking a lot of the money and running, but for the most part, the guy seemed passionate. So I don't know. Who knows? In fact, if I could do a couple of videos, say I'm Lord Net Narrator and I'm making this match happen. I would do that pro bono. If it was just me on a webcam, just 5 minutes, I would do that pro bono. Why don't you start an audiobook company? The audiobooks, as they are now, are just so dry. I'd buy an audiobook if you narrated it. Oh, thank you. Well, the only one on Audible is Helheim, which is done by the same guys that did Blaze Own Truth. I posted a video about that a little while ago. But also you can listen to the audiobooks on YouTube like this with Dracula. Anyway, right, we're going off track. Thank you very much for adding stuff in the chat. Don't forget to keep adding stuff to the Discord because I'll go back to it. But I'll go for my web links. I'll continue to go for those. Now I don't want to close any more tabs because I want to reopen the stuff I was on before. So mainly Galactic High because I've got to write that. Okay, Matt Gray. You do not have to scroll social media. You do not have to watch rolling news. Keeping up with news is not the same as mainlining it and wallowing in it. You can see the stats and results later. Watching constantly won't affect the outcome. If you're struggling, please take a break and do something nice for yourself. I actually agree with this man. This is very good advice. I don't use, for example, I don't use Facebook anymore. Like, fuck the people that used to go to my school. I'd much rather be on Discord or YouTube, but that's only because I'm a, public figure. I've got to do this as part of what I do. But yeah, a lot of people are having meltdowns on Twitter and Facebook and all of that and social media, so yeah, it's good to take a break from it. God, I love this rum. All right.
At this point, it's abundantly clear that it was never really but her emails. It was but they're females.
Yeah, I remember the Hillary Clinton emails, but Hillary Clinton wasn't popular. And Trump was. And he still is. To all of you who want to insult Americans, I understand the impulse. But none of the people who voted for the rapist are going to see your message. It's just us. And we are heartbroken. I don't have an impulse to insult the Americans. That thing with the T, that happened over 200 years ago. It's okay. It's okay. I forgive you for that. I don't feel an impulse to insult Americans. No. Now, Mexicans, on the other hand, that was a joke. Right. Daniel Navarro.
I will admit, I am frightened. In a way that I was not frightened in 2016. 8 years ago, you could claim that people didn't know what they were voting for. But that's not true in 2024. They know they are voting for violent persecution of minorities. And having had that conversation today, they are not ashamed of it. They are proud of it.
What's that conversation? I don't know. Oh, didn't a large portion of the Latino population vote for Trump? I don't know. I didn't see the official stats behind like races and genders voting for. Yeah. Next one.
I wish it need not have happened in my time,
said Frodo.
So do I, said Gandalf, and so do all who live to see such times. But that is not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that is given us.
Oh, thank you. I love doing the old man voice.
Oh yes, I'm Gandalf, and I'm Tink, and I'm a bunch of other fucking characters.
Oh, I'm still going through them. I will never be a single issue voter, but if I was... Elon Musk suggests he'll be thrown in prison if Harris beats Trump. If he loses, I'm fucked. I can't do an Elon voice. He's got that chill sense, but he's not like Killer Kush. Well, he's obviously not like Killer Kush. If he loses, I'm fucked. Yeah, it's hard to get his accent down because it's too normal. It's too close to the baseline, really. But yeah, I'll work on it maybe. Okay, right, we got a lot of stuff here. The legislature and the SOS fucked us. They put a lot of people on the inactive voter file, and to become active, they had to either respond to the postcard or provide proof of residence when they showed at the poll. That didn't seem like a big deal to me, so I said. I thought, you guys love voter ID laws. What's the problem? His answer floored me. The people without the ID in Montana aren't minority and young voters. You can't do anything in Montana without a driver's license, so everyone has one, except for the anti-government nuts who don't want the government to know where they are. They live up in the hills. The house and vehicles are in their wives' names,
and they don't have any ID. We let them vote with a mail to their address and register the day of before. Now the legislature iced out 50 to 60k of our voters. That is true. A lot of things require an ID these days, like going to a pub, buying alcohol, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I mean, I absolutely agree that voter ID should be a thing. But it's an interesting take that I keep hearing about these militias. Might need a few of them in the UK, who knows? But yeah. I mean, I guess that's one thing I really like about the US, and I'm jealous that we don't have it here, is the US has so much wilderness and so much nature that you could just buy some land from relatively, well, I say relatively cheap, and just, build a house in your own property in an area. You can keep your distance from people. You can have a nice, quiet, peaceful existence. You can't necessarily get that here. I mean, I would love to buy a cabin in the woods. I could totally do my videos there. But, I still need access. As introverted as I am, you still need access to people. Especially at my age, right? Well, for a single guy my age, I need access to people. But, I can totally understand. Not necessarily the paranoia, just wanting peace and quiet. So yeah, it's true. It does screw these guys over. But equally, if they are that removed from society, are they that bothered about, voting? This important in society? I don't know. I was arrested and interrogated in Argentina during the 70s Dirty War, in which its president sought to rid the country of the enemy within. With the help of his military, 30,000 Argentines disappeared. Americans should be terrified of such talk from a presidential candidate. Yeah, until we sorted them out over the fucking Falklands. Kathleen Collis. Yes, I think we should take those words seriously. Former Trump Defense Secretary Mark Esper says after Trump suggested using the US military against the enemy from within. Who is the enemy from within? Let's find out. Just cruise missile Detroit, problem solved. Or is it St. Louis is meant to be the really, really bad one with the murder rate? I don't know. Detroit, I think Detroit's traditionally had the reputation for that kind of stuff, but I've been told that St. Louis has a lot of murder, so I don't know. Which is the worst US city? You tell me. It's somewhere in California, I suspect. Anyway. Alright, let's have a look at the chat. Was that runner a Nigerian prince? Maybe. Does he have one book? He does have one book on Audible. Yes, I do. Actually, technically I have two. No, it's not an Audible. There was another one I did in the really early days with an author called Zephy, not to be confused with Sephi from Galactic High. And that was Seven Sovereigns. Yeah, that although that was a long, long time ago. That was about 3-4 years ago. So very early in my career. That wasn't good enough for Audible, but it is available elsewhere. I think it is a clown show. That said, I do have a preferred ringleader. Woo! Woo! Ric Flair. Yeah, to be the man, you gotta beat the man. Woo! I'm French and I have an impulse to insult the British people. That's fair enough. If you're French, I completely understand. Although, Scotland first. Insult the Scots. They deserve it. Yes, at least 20% black voted for Trump, and I think it was closer to 70% for Hispanics. Because I think it's very difficult to get accepted as a legal immigrant into the US. So presumably those that did it legally don't like people trying to cheat the system. It's okay for the French to insult us. You can insult while we win the wars. I mean, historically, French have had a competent military. It's just bad luck the last couple of times. Net Narrator, my motor-in-law is from Mexico. She's naturalized and voted for Trump. There they go. I'm American, and I have the impulse to insult Americans. Actually, and pretty much anyone behaving poorly. Yeah, fair enough. Yep, we still have an ID living in the woods. Maybe. Central Desert, Australia. You want to build a house? Go behind the hill over there. Yeah. Australia would be fun to move to as well. I think Pestily, he's a Escape from Tarkov streamer. He's Australian, and
Yeah, Jesus, he's got a lot of land. I'm jealous living in the UK. We're so densely packed, and the government is actually trying to buy up all the farms, which is annoying. I'm American, and I have an impulse to be impulsive. Gotta start somewhere. The entire UK pretty much fits in the US state I live in. That is quite true. Let's have a look. No, they use Navy SEALs to deal with it, and the UK has several times more history than the entire United States. In fact, I think I did hear that Trump was announcing the 250th birthday of the US and planning something special for it, so that'd be cool. Happy birthday to you guys. The Oath of Enlistment has a line, I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Okay. More history equals more mistakes. That's fair enough. Oh god, what's the time? Oh wow, we're an hour and a half already. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting this to be a quick stream because I wasn't actually getting that much material in the Discord. Alright, let's carry on. Dan Gilmore, what take do you have? I had to wait until I retired from university work to make a political donation this year, because I was involved in a research project that got a small amount of funding from the government. There's a law about that, you see. Yes. I have a monocle on with my dick out. I can't understand how Musk can be openly working to help the Trump campaign, with his media company and his money, while his companies are getting billions in government contracts. Hello? Big journalism? Anyone home? Why isn't this worth looking into? Well, big journalism was too busy running, basically trying to show for Kamala, and they failed. So, I don't know. GOP slamming Harris's dating history is a perfect example of MAGA hypocrisy. Their guy befriended Epstein, bragged about sexually assaulting women, paid off an adult film star, cheated on all 3 wives, and is a rapist. The actual problem MAGAs have with Harris's dating history is she's black. Indian, Jamaican, I don't know. Is she black? We don't know. Now, befriended Epstein... sure, but I read... If you recall at the start of the year, I've actually read the Epstein shit. Now, the only time Trump was actually mentioned in that, which the media massively picked up on, but I saw for that bullshit, was that Trump was mentioned as owning a casino they went to. But Trump wasn't there. That's it. Interestingly, they mentioned David Copperfield and Stephen Hawking, which is fucking weird, but I don't know. I don't know about him actually being a rapist. He hasn't been convicted for that, I don't think. Paid off an adult film star. Some random hooker. Cheating on all 3 wives. I mean, if you're married to, like, some supermodel that doesn't speak English, you've obviously got enough fuck you money that you can do whatever the hell you want. I mean, I wouldn't recommend that, but... yeah, that is true. He has actually cheated, I think. I don't know, but presumably the current one's alright with it. Anyway, Kamala Harris. I prosecuted sex predators. Trump is one. I shut down for-profit scam colleges. He ran one. I held big banks accountable. He's owned by them. I'm not just prepared to take on Trump. I'm prepared to beat him. Whew, this one didn't age well. Rod Hilton. This November, you have the power to make Elon Musk waste $180 million. True. Well, I mean, I don't think Twitter's made a profit, but who knows? But let's be honest, the dude's projected to be a trillionaire. He's not that bothered. Although, interestingly enough, the story of how SpaceX became profitable is wild, because Elon Musk was apparently down to his last $1 million when it started making a profit, which is insane. Like he suffered a massive initial loss initially to make SpaceX work, but I'm glad he did. But they're both so old. Gandalf can barely remember his passwords, and even forgot that people called him Gandalf. Yikes. While Saruman betrayed the free peoples of Middle-earth and led an insurrection that stormed Helm's Deep. You can see how they're equally bad choices. Wow. Well, having said that, they got rid of Biden. If they didn't get rid of Biden, this will be more accurate, I think. Ooh, okay. I forgot I had this one up.
My fellow Americans, over the past 3.5 years, we have made great progress as a nation. Today, America has the strongest economy in the world. We've made historic investments in rebuilding our nation, in lowering prescription drug costs for seniors, and in expanding affordable healthcare to a record number of Americans. We...
Oh, God. Just reading Biden stuff is making me as ill as him. Jesus. Oh, my throat's so dry. We provided critically needed care to 1 million veterans exposed to toxic substances. Passed the first gun safety law in 30 years, not 300 years. Appointed the first African American woman to the Supreme Court. And passed the most significant climate legislation in the history of the world. America has never been better positioned to lead than we are today. I know none of this could have been done without you, the American people. Together, we overcame a once-in-a-century pandemic and the worst economic crisis since the Great Depression. We protected and preserved our democracy, and we revitalized and strengthened our alliances around the world. It has been the greatest honor of my life to serve as your president. And while it has been my intention to seek re-election, I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term. Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. I will speak to the nation later this week in more detail about my decision. For now, let me express my deepest gratitude to all those who have worked so hard to see me re-elected. I want to thank Vice President Kamala Harris for being an extraordinary partner in all this work. And let me express my heartfelt appreciation to the American people for the faith and trust you have placed in me. I believe today what I always have, that there is nothing America can't do when we do it together. We just have to remember, we are the United States of America. Well, at least he remembered that. I also suspect he didn't write this himself. But who knows? What do you guys think? Let's catch up with the chat. More to learn from, though. And Africa has more than UK. Yeah, I certainly do. If someone from either side will run on policy alone and back it up, they will probably have a good chance next time. She didn't at all. Yeah, it's true. I think we can learn more about the entire world than just one country. When I say desert Australia, I mean the closest town is 200 kilometers away, desert. Sure, I'm up for that. I talked with a guy who built a house for like $200 with tires filled with sand. That is actually doable. I believe they're called earthships. Very interesting. I might have been researching things just in case the world goes to shit. I want to be able to live. I'll be like Free Dog from Fallout or something. And now, some music. Who knows? In fact, yeah, I will admit, I'm a little bit pissed about that. Fallout London, that was a mod. They was requesting voice actors, and I applied, and I couldn't get in. But they were asking for so much personal information that I just didn't want to give it to them. I think I would have been pretty good in that. But then again, if there are any indie games and stuff that I could voice act, I would totally fucking do it. I would, hell, depending on what it is, if it's only a couple of lines, I'd do it pro bono. Like, just tell me what the lines are, I'll do it. Give me context as to what the character is, and I'll just 5 minutes of recording, I'll send you the lines, fine. You know, I'll do it for free. You know, just stick my channel in the game's description or something. You know, what do you guys think? Would you guys like me to be in... If I was to voice act in a game, what game would that be? That would be a good question to ask. Alright, let's have a look. We have the indigenous American people's histories as well, so I think we can give the UK a run for their money in history. Oh, certainly. I think Native American history is more murky than UK history. I don't know. Certainly I get it in the ear a lot when I mispronounce certain names, like Cheyenne or Cheyenne. Why'd you pronounce it one way and then spell it the other way? It's silly. In Australia, you can dig a hole to build a house and find a fortune in opals doing it. Cool. I'm from New England. Old England seems wicked boring. Yeah, you're not too far from the truth. Asbestos, gotta be careful when mining. I just posted a picture of my dog in the Pets and Animals thread of your Discord. You should rate it out of 10 if you don't hate puppies and children. Well, it's difficult because I love puppies, but I hate children. Then again, I do want children of my own. I just hate other people's children. They're all fucking horrible. Hand shoes and horse grenades. Love the handle. Okay, yeah, that's a funny name. Hand shoes and horse grenades. Is that based on ready, fire, aim technology? I don't know what that is. I don't know the context for that. Currently, while you can buy stuff, rice bags and barbed wire are the cheapest option for building. Well, rice bags 2 in 1, because rice is a very, very good prepper food. Just stick it in buckets and forget about it. Assuming you DIY? No, I was yelling at my buddy for being stupid one day and messed up the saying about close enough, only counting with horseshoes and hand grenades. Fair enough. That's an in-joke. Alright, let's move on to the next link. Okay, so I basically just searched for meltdown, and this is what I come up with. So I'll narrate that towards the end, I think. Okay. You could harvest 1,000 tons of salt from the meltdowns on Reddit right now. My nerves are racked. I'm so scared we are not going to carry PA and some of the other swing states. It should not even be close. Who the fuck is voting for that man? I'm so physically ill with our country right now. Oh dear, okay, we've got a few here, I think. Okay, yeah, alright, we got this, we got a few. Americans sold their souls to the devil in hopes of a few more dollars at the end of the month. They have no clue how bad the tariffs and Project 2025 is going to mess with their lives and comfort. We are a selfish and undeservedly arrogant nation, and the damage he will do to this country will be our blame alone. My only solace is the Trump crowd is going to get hit harder than I will be when the chickens come home to roost. Oh, come home to roost, Jesus. I'm glad I'm doing this stream because I need my voice to warm up again. Came here to say this, the tariffs will be brutal for middle classes. They literally vote for him to own the libs. It's not even policy driven. Well, I guess we'll see when he's sworn in. Alright. I've survived 2 Nixon administrations, 2 Reagans, 3 Bushes, and I'm going to survive 2 Trump administrations. I'd like this to stop. How fucking old are you? You haven't survived 2 Trump admins yet. 1 million didn't survive the last one? I'm assuming that's for COVID, but to be fair, nobody knew what the fuck to do. RFK being in charge of health agencies, that million will be a rookie number. Is anyone else having a panic attack right now? I was cautiously optimistic earlier, and I'm just devastated right now. I knew it'd be close, but I just had a tiny glimmer of hope that maybe it would not be like this. I just don't get it. People are looking at Trump, a convicted felon, a violent instigator of an insurrection, a man who has admitted he'd be a dictator and has threatened political violence on people, an actual rapist, and they're like, oh yeah, I can vote for that. Or they ignore it because the economy is bad, like they haven't been paying enough attention to see that Trump's plans are going to actively harm them. How is this happening? How are we here again? I feel so sorry for us women, for us as a country. We owe all those women who have died after not receiving the health care they need better. I'm sorry we failed them. Well, to be fair, he was only convicted by his political enemies, and that actually is a plus for him. Actual rapist, don't think he's been convicted. Threatened political violence. January 6th was just a riot. It was similar to all the other riots that were going on under his term, which the Democrats were sort of encouraging. But, again, gotta stay neutral. Right, that's next one. This country hates women and POC a lot. The misogynoir, racism and misogyny on display here is breathtaking. Misogynoir? That's a new one. They'll say it's the economy, but they've shot themselves in that respect too, unless of course they're exceedingly rich. Don't forget how much they hate gay and trans people, and childless cat ladies. I belong to that club. Wow, what a surprise. The fact that childless cat ladies is even a politicized thing, an actual reference from a candidate, is beyond comprehension. I'm too discouraged to even shake my head anymore. Wow, that's kind of wild. Imagine when Barron gets started in politics. Okay. Okay. Check out r/Suicide Watch. I'm not going to do that on stream. Okay. r/NY Times. To the 15 million Democrats who didn't show up for Harris. Fuck you. I hope you burn in hell for all eternity. You pompous asses couldn't be bothered to vote for what was the clearest case of lesser evil in the existence of the universe. You didn't like her stance on Palestine? Well, you'll be happy to know that Palestine is now in a far worse state. I'm truly sorry for the Democrats who did show up. I wish you could have a better future. Sadly, though, I feel that America will have to go through the worst turmoil and strife the US has seen since the Civil War. You will need to experience that devastation to get it through your thick skulls, 'cause apparently everything since 2016 wasn't enough for you. I am at the vindictive part of the election cycle, lol. I'm in a pretty privileged position right now, in that any of the possible horrors probably won't hurt me, or if they do, it won't be as bad as other people. Yet, I still try to vote in a way that would help other people. So, whatever. Suffer, starve, struggle. Go to war that he starts. Be deported. Have your rights stripped away from you. Why should I care if you didn't? Only speaking of the people who either didn't vote or voted for Trump. Like, at some point, you just have to give up and stop caring about people who continuously vote against themselves, Lamal.
This is me as well. I didn't vote for my benefit. I'm a middle-aged white male. I voted for my granddaughters and my niece. I've been a Republican my entire life, but I'm terrified by the fact that one party has full control. Nothing we can do about it now. Guns are loaded, and I'll patiently wait for the war to start.
Or to be fair, if there's a civil war between Republicans and Democrats, the Democrats are going to have the floor wiped with them. Like, they're just in the cities. If you've seen the map of the states, sure, I mean, the Republicans are in farmland and stuff, but come on, you can shut down a city. You saw what happened with the Canadian truckers, which was quite funny. They managed to shut down a city, and they saw what happened. So we'll see. I just hope people just move on, they calm the hell down, and we can move on from this. Right. This is worse than 9/11. Okay, hold on. I was just thinking more about this. This is actually worse than 9/11. Another tragedy. What do you think? Sorry, it's so cringe when I have to say, what do you think, Chad? Why do I have to call you Chad? I'm meant to call you Deaf Worlders or guys or something. Is this worse than 9/11? I don't think so. All right. The world is still run by white supremacists, aka Nazi ideals, where the people with the most power are supposed to be white men who are not publicly queer or openly disabled. And so many people believe in this ideal that if it means putting the lives of the women in their very own households who love and support them at risk, then so be it. There are women who uphold it even if it means putting their own lives at risk. That's a bit wild. Is anyone else having a panic attack right now? I'm so lost and disappointed watching the preliminary results come in. I'm confused. I'm hurt. I'm angry. I just don't understand how many people in my country have been brainwashed to the point of voting against their own interests. How the hell did we get here? Let's have a look. I've already done this one. Okay. That's fine. I'm not going to try and do repeats. All right. Doesn't seem to be many more in here. This is what happens when you don't leave Gen X alone. And guess what else? When Biden won, we didn't melt down in a video. We chose to be grown adults and go to fucking work. Like we did the past 4 years. Grow the fuck up. To be fair, January 6th did happen, but I don't think it was an insurrection like the Liberals keep saying. It was more of a riot. Still, one riot compared to the stuff that happened 2016 to 2020? I'm not sure. Still, it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward. Are people going to be mature about this, or are they going to riot? All right. Yeah, and yeah, you see what I mean. If Civil War was happening, it's not even close. Like, you know, sea of red as far as landmass goes, but many of these countries like California, New York area, that's heavily populated. Densely populated, I should say. All right. What we got here? Oh, that's the video. That's the picture I used for the thumbnail. Really is a tough call. On one hand, every Nobel Prize-winning economist is adamantly stating that Harris has a significantly better economic plan. But on the other hand, the dumbest people I've ever interacted with say Trump is a good businessman. Quite the dilemma. I'm sorry, what? The mayonnaise mafia isn't taking this very well, guys. Jesus. The mayo mafia. Presumably that's a racist comment. You stupid fucks complained about a demented 80-year-old man being president for 4 years, then elected a demented 78-year-old man to be president. I've seen their speeches, dude. Like, come on. Still, at the very least, Biden seems very lucid now from what he's been saying, so I'll give him that. Maybe he was just, he was just drained from the act of being president, and now he's got the light at the end of the tunnel. Maybe that's just given him new life. Right. At least they're not rioting and attempting to overturn a fully democratic process. Kamala Harris supporters are crying. Right, well, that's not something I can narrate. Funny tweet, though. Until the day I die, I will never understand why he was even allowed to run after this. Well, yeah, I don't know. Who was going to stop him, though, to be honest? People voted for him. This being the first thing I was told on the suicide hotline is genuinely disturbing. We're sorry for the wait. We're experiencing high demand for LGBTQI plus support. What does the I stand for? And are connecting you to a national crisis counselor. Wow, okay. Oh yes, Amish man falls through trapdoor directly to hell after using electronic voting machine. Wow. I mean, I was going to say, how did the Amish vote? That's a good question. Can they actually use machines, or do they have to write it down or something? Presumably there's some kind of paper ballot you can use. Dems so bad, it's got me thinking, damn, maybe we did steal that last election. Lol, yep. You're about to learn a lot of things. Yeah, okay. There's, graphs showing it. So it'll be interesting to see why that's the case. Okay. Space Ghost 2016. The first female president may be elected. Trump is on the ballot. The most recent Elder Scrolls game is Skyrim. 2024. The first female president may be elected. Trump is on the ballot. The most recent Elder Scrolls game is Skyrim. Wow. Yeah, Bethesda really shut the bed. Yeah. Obsidian Gaming is where it's at. They've got some good games coming out. But I'm willing to bet that the next time an Elder Scrolls game comes out is going to flop. It's going to end up in a disappointment. But we shall see. Wikipedia editors changing Grover Cleveland's page from only to first. I'm not sure what that means. Alright. Oh no, that's the same tweet there. Harris Jones, I'm not going to watch Alex Jones's thing. Okay. Well, I tell you what, let's have a look. Heartbreaking, Donald Trump is now brat. Okay. That's in French, so I'm not... Well, Election Day. Donald Trump announced qu'il accepte la défaite de Kamala Harris. Oh. There we go. That's narrated in French. Okay, I was going to do this one first. I'll go to the subreddit later. Why was Peanut the Squirrel euthanized by New York officials? Peanut's death and the internet's reaction explained. A heartbreaking incident has been widely circulating online after Peanut the Squirrel and Fred the Raccoon, owned by content creator Mark Longo and his wife Daniela Longo, were euthanized by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, NYDEC, late last week. Yeah, that's wild. This tragic decision to kill the animal sparked an outcry not seen since Harambe, and led to discussions about pet ownership and animal rights, as the controversy swept headlines over the weekend into today. So what's the story behind this incident? Why are people so worked up, and why are there so many memes about it? Here's what happened with Peanut's death and the massive backlash that ensued online. Who was Peanut the Squirrel? Peanut the Squirrel was a pet squirrel owned by the couple Mark and Daniela Longo, known for his charming personality and playful antics. Peanut was also a member of the Peanuts Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary, a non-profit animal sanctuary in Pine City, New York, that rescues neglected and homeless animals. Featured on the Instagram account at Peanut the Squirrel 12, which launched on April 17, 2017, as well as his TikTok at Peanut the Squirrel 12, Peanut captured the hearts of hundreds of thousands of followers over the years, with adorable photos and videos that showcased his life and adventures with his family. How did Peanut go viral? Peanut grew a massive fan base over 7 years, amassing more than 600,000 followers on Instagram and nearly 250,000 on TikTok. The pet squirrel gained popularity as the Longos posted videos of the Peanut interacting with them, creating a loyal fan base that connected with their stories. As recently as October 24th, 2024, Mark Longo shared clips of his Eastern Grey squirrel scurrying around his house and enjoying his favourite treats such as frozen waffles. Why was Peanut the squirrel taken away and euthanized? On November 1st, 2024, Mark Longo announced that Peanut and Fred were euthanized by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation, NYDEC. According to reports, the animals were seized over concerns about their ownership, with officials saying the animals were put down over a risk factor in the spread of rabies, after Peanut reportedly bit someone involved in the investigation while they were removing him. How did the internet react to Peanut the squirrel's death? The news of Peanut's death quickly sent shockwaves through social media, prompting an outpouring of grief from fans and animal lovers as he and Fred's deaths swept headlines online. Many took to various platforms like Instagram and X/Twitter to express their sadness and voice their support for the owners. For example, X-user Patrick Hedger posted a reaction image of an enraged Mel Gibson as a US soldier after reading about the Peanut the squirrel controversy. Hashtags related to Peanut also went viral on X, and TikTokers posted videos sharing their rage over the squirrel's death. For instance, TikTok user at Spirit of 1776 shared a video saying Peanut's death is the perfect example of government overreach. Very true. Wow, that's sad to hear. Anyway, right, that's the Polish liqueur. I might give that a go at some point. Right. Now, before we go on to 2x chromosomes, let's have a look and see if we've got anything else on the Discord. I will switch over to the one meme that's been posted. Where we are. Somebody please break in my house. I've been dying to use this. That's a fucking mace. That is awesome. Wow. I need to get myself one of those. Alright. Back to 2x chromosomes, and since we've done most of the meltdown stuff, I might end the stream after that. We'll see what happens. It might just, if it's a couple of repeats, I'll end the stream and give my throat a little bit of a rest. All right. Okay, this is a bit weird. You have to go live with Mum's abusive boyfriend again. Everyone is feeling it. The nation is feeling it. When Obama left office, someone said, "It feels like Dad is moving, and we have to stay with Mum and her abusive boyfriend." We endured 4 years of abuse, bullying, sexual harassment, unwanted touching, and sleeping with one eye open looking at our bedroom door. Lock the door, you tit! We were left with PTSD, scars, shame, and some of our siblings didn't even survive when they got sick back in 2020. Then we got to go live with Grandpa and Auntie. The home was quiet now. Grandpa smiled and Auntie laughed. Sometimes we had ice cream when the scary dreams came back at night. Grandpa is moving to his retirement community now, but we were told we had a choice: stay with Auntie or move back in with Mum's abusive boyfriend. The boyfriend had gotten worse over the years, vindictive, cruel, and threatening to hurt us as soon as he gets a chance. You'd hear him joke with his buddies about how raping young pussy is always the best feeling, and your stomach would knot up when Mum laughed too. You then, without hesitation, choose to live with Auntie. You pack up your things, you kiss Grandpa goodbye, and tell him thank you and enjoy your beach house. The car pulls up. You recognize the car. That's not Auntie's car. Oh my God, that's not Auntie's car. The man yells, "Get in, you little slut. Court says you get to live with us now. Ha ha ha." But there is nothing you can do. The court's decided, and you can either remove in with your mum's abusive boyfriend, or you can run. But where can you run to? You have no money, no other family, and are only 13 years old. That's oddly specific, I think. This election has broken something inside me, and it'll never come back. There's a constant sinking feeling in my chest, the kind that tells animals to run before disaster strikes.
a constant looming anxiety which drowns me. I've always tried to be optimistic about humanity despite everything. That's gone now. It's been replaced with so much hate, remorse, and disappointment. I'm done with this country. I'm done with these people. You can't tell me they just haven't heard of about insert any number of batshit insane things Trump has done. The majority of the United States hate women and black people so fucking much that I'll vote in an openly treasonous, misogynistic, racist, geriatric fascist into the office. Then there's the extra cherry on top. The Republicans also won the House and the Senate. Looking forward to 2 more corrupt Supreme Court picks from Trump to set the country back another 40 plus years in progress, and their ability to ram through whatever fascist policy they like. We've passed the tipping point. We're not coming back from this in anyone's lifetime. We deserve more bodily autonomy than a corpse. We deserve universal health care like every other developed country has. Why are basic human rights so hard to have? Goodbye all social safety nets, not like we had great ones anyways. Good thing is just in time for automation and climate change coming at full course. I mourn the loss of lost my family, my friends, and my country who'd rather see their team win than care about the outcomes. I want to leave this country with every fibre of my being. If only it was so simple. My house, my pets, my plants, my career are here. I feel so trapped and helpless.
Okay. Alright, let's have a look back at the chat. Oh, we got a few comments here. Okay. Doesn't RFK want to make our food on par with Europe? Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Americans sold their souls. I was under the impression that the rest of the world didn't think Americans had souls. That's mean. Just reading the chat. Dictator equals phallic potato. It sounds like she is about to start that civil war. Well, we'll see. What? Chat, is this real? Yes, it is, I'm afraid. This is a weird time regardless, and unfortunately is. Welcome to America. Yep, it's real. Would densely populated be bad in a war? The total pops are pretty close. No, I think it'd be bad in the city because you can starve people out. You don't have farms over there. Just cut off the supply of food, and you know they'll eventually crumble. You don't need to go into the city because you can starve them out. I promise I haven't been thinking of starting that shit in London, but you never know. All the rural people would have to do to fight a city is stop sending food. Exactly. I equals intersex. Oh wait, is that like hermaphrodites and stuff? Both male and female genitalia? Okay. I mean, I've heard there's a thing. I know it's very, very rare. Honestly, America's penchant to elect only old people does not instill me with much in the way of confidence. Fair enough. I mean, there's got to be some younger candidates in there somewhere. Just be wary when all the veterans decide enough is enough. That would be a scary time. Well, who would the veterans back? Being a neutral party from the UK, I could not imagine. I can imagine in the UK though. Whew. Yeah. Also, Stalker 2 has just gone gold. Pretty stoked. Oh, Stalker 2 is it actually out? Because I play Stalker 1 and I play Stalker 1, Clear Sky, and Call of Pripyat. So yeah, I'm surprised they're able to finish it with the war going on. Coming 20th November 2024. Ooh. Well, my birthday's on the 26th, so maybe I'll get lucky. Who knows? I know I'm going to get mostly housewarming stuff from my family for when I move into my new place next year, but we'll see. Just be wary when all the veterans... Yeah, to sound enough. Yeah, okay. If the Amish can use technology, a lot of them have phones. It's about not acting better than their neighbours for them. Okay. I don't know. I mean, I was going to say, I kind of need technology to do what I'm doing. Maybe I could be an Amish, if that's the case. If I can use tech as an Amish person, fuck it. They've got cool beers, traditional values. Maybe I could be a nice Amish girl. Who knows? Millennials are now old enough to be elected president. We need someone to run. Well, I'm a millennial. I have no faith in my own generation. They've... God. I mean, they're getting behind some really, really stupid trends over here. You should not be allowed to spend more on your campaign than the entire term of services salary pays. Fair enough. Although I say being able to spend more on your own campaign, I would restrict other people being able to weigh in on your campaign, and I would also check who those people are. Fred didn't bite anyone; they still have killed him, which shows the BS about raves is not true. Yeah, I mean, it just seems like massive overreach. Also, we should not expect Trump, Putin, or Biden, etc., to die anytime soon. Their positions allow them to have the best medicine and care money can get. Although, having said that, how many times has Trump been shot at now? Twice? I mean, I'm nobody say third time lucky, but considering the shitstorm that's coming up, someone's going to try again. I have no doubt about that. And it's not a threat at all. It's just pattern recognition. It's happened once. It's happened twice. If he's traveling around, someone is going to get wound up by this rhetoric into trying again. I had fun, but now I have to go. Thank you very much, Eddie, for showing up to the stream. Lock the door, you tit. Well, I know people who have been with abusive people. No/broken locks or stolen keys. That's fair enough. Although you could like use a door wedge or something. I don't know. I get your point. You can knock a door down, but equally when the cops show up, that counts as evidence. I don't believe the story is well. Delusions of grandeur. Someone is projecting. Well, there's one thing you can say about these posts is that there's plenty of uses of various istophobe words. Ooh, dear. All right. I'm going to have a look at a few more of these, and then I'm probably going to call it. Okay. Is this an election-themed one? These are wild. Like, maybe I should do a separate live stream for this. Our posters are waiting moderator approval. Okay. So, it's not your job to make babies for the left. This one's got to be a Trump one. Just a PSA. I've been seeing some people talk about how if women join 4B and don't have babies, there won't be any leftists left and everyone will be right-wing. That's a good point. It's crazy to me because that argument is literally viewing women as baby makers for political parties. The thing we've been saying men see us as forever. Women are not walking 3D printers. We're humans and we deserve to feel safe and happy in the single life we get. Plus, your parents' political party doesn't necessarily determine yours. Plenty of people have different political opinions to their parents. Feminism came into existence because women were done with being treated like second-class citizens, not because left-wing men of the time wanted women to have rights. So let the fascists have all the babies they want. Eventually their girls will see how they're being treated and will take their own action. Okay, interesting take. All right. Okay. I think these posts that I've just selected, that will be it. And then I will stop the stream because my throat's dying a little bit. I've been out of practice for a little bit, and my diet hasn't been the best when I've been on holiday, I'll admit. But I'll be back on the grind tomorrow. I can't stop thinking about that quote. The revolution will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be. I'm in the US, obviously. If this somehow violates the rules, go ahead and remove it. I just want to express this in a safe place to other people. Ain't fucking safe here, lady. Who may feel similarly because I currently don't have anyone IRL who wants to listen to anything I have to say. The only things I know right now, I love my daughter more than anything, and I'm going down fighting when they come for my kid. I am trying to do everything I possibly can to take care of the two of us to the best of my ability. I need to find a women-only gun sub to find recommendations. I don't even know what one would cost. I made apps to have my meds adjusted. You should have a gun then, and to start therapy, as well as a console for getting my tubes tied, but I have a baby girl who's not even 1 year old. You hate men that much and you have a 1 year old kid? Not a good look. I'm so scared for her future. Things don't look good. I just can't believe that this is real life now. That going purely off the numbers, but can be said that the men of this country are selfish enough to doom us and all future generations because, but what about me?
And also, going purely off the numbers, there are a ton more racist and women-hating women out there.
Women-hating women? Wow, fucking hell. Are you a woman and you hate yourself? Jesus. I'm not sure how that works.
I was so naive. It hurts.
God, these women are fucking deluded.
Look what you made us do. What kind of weird take is this on this damn site? Well, you chose the bear, now go cry to them. A real comment I just got here. Since I was a child, I've always felt like many men hang the veiled threat of violence over our heads. Like they're so kind to allow us to have rights. Apparently this is true. Men are out there, all righteous, saying women didn't do enough to accommodate them. That's why they voted to the rapist, racist, awful person who want to take women's right. This is not something a normal, not evil person does. Men do scare me. I'm really hoping those are just Russian bots and trolls and not a reflection of real life.
I tell you what, maybe something new for live narrations is I can just go on a raid of a subreddit on Reddit. Say this one, for example, or not Suicide Watch, but something else that has some really weird takes, and I can just go through the best ones and narrate them all. That could be something I do down the line. Right, next one. Disappointed in my male friends. I wasn't even trying to talk about politics. I just wanted to tell him about someone I met that was liberal supported women and let me vent and how refreshing the experience was after everything that's been happening. My friend went on a rant about how abortion isn't the only issue, said he took his headphones off because he didn't want me to interrupt him. I couldn't listen in good faith as it started off sounding very Republican, which was surprising because he's not one. When he was done, and I said I didn't hear it since he decided he didn't need to hear me, he said I was immature, that the guy only wanted to fuck me, and was saying what he needed to do that. Needed to do that, yeah. It hurt a lot. That's a weird one. Men love to say, not all men, but never believe a man could actually be one of them. What?
Someone talk about headphones, jeez.
Okay. People would rather vote for a man they hate than any woman.
I'm just so disgusted. Our president has a low approval rate, but people still voted for him because they would rather have a president with a penis. People truly hate women. Even other women. And I cannot get past that. Women outside of the liberal confines of this platform hate their fellow women. Believe that we do not deserve rights and are lesser beings.
Maybe they're just fucking normal.
I'm already seeing these people becoming more comfortable with stepping out of the woodwork. Men are towering over me when they speak to me in casual situations. They're telling me and others about how our bodies no longer belong to us for the safety and security of the internet, which will soon become in-person conversations. People are discussing openly how we should be put in our collective place and suffer, as it is our God-given expectation to do so.
Lady, nobody's fucking said that. And if you do, you're a troll. Stop it, don't be mean.
That's not even considering what's going to happen to education, to healthcare, to progression as a whole. Women have historically had a hell of a time with equal education and employment opportunities, and our reproductive healthcare has already been a joke. Now both of these things will become detrimental to the point where I'm afraid we won't have a choice but to obey if we want survival for ourselves and our children. Women are more likely to have chronic illnesses, like autoimmune disorders. Women are more likely to be left when they become ill. Women are more likely to be traumatized and seek therapy for it. Women are more likely to be turned away from medical professionals, from education opportunities, from employment opportunities, from places in office, and it's only going to get worse. The hardest part for me so far is that even the most empathetic men I know don't understand the gravity of this. They say, the president isn't the cause of our problems, he's the symptom, when they have so little to fear. They have no clue what it's like to fear for their own lives and rights as human beings like this, and are simply worried about what the economy will look like. They won't even think about how, when you give power to people who speak of us like we're animals, we set an example for the American people that abuse is normal. I'm sick and I'm tired, and I have no place in this society any longer.
Okay. I am terrified. I am a health-fragile American woman who is on full disability. I am deeply concerned about my ability to survive 4 years. The feeling of dread, disappointment, betrayal, anger, and fear I felt on Wednesday morning has not abated. I am so angry that the wheels of justice turned so slowly that really there was no justice at all. I feel betrayed by my fellow citizens, knowing that a majority of Americans decided to condone and approve of his hatred for democracy, decency, women, disabled people, and practically all minorities. I am terrified that such a despicable human, who has no regard for people like me, will have such a high degree of control over my life. Unfortunately, I fear his VP is even worse for women. My livelihood, Social Security disability, and my insurance, Medicare, are both federal programs. Even in their current state, they are not enough, and I am drowning in medical debt because Medicare was designed for old people. And as a 33-year-old with a genetic connective tissue disorder who is recovering from cervical cancer with complications, so many of my health issues and rehabilitation needs do not fall into that category. I have no other options for health insurance beyond because I'm not married, and if I go off Medicare, I lose my Social Security disability check. I am immune compromised and developed an anaphylactic reaction to the COVID virus. What the fuck don't you have, woman? Sorry. So I can no longer get vaccines and rely on my community and herd immunity. Apparently, RFK Jr. is going to put an end to that. I absolutely cannot get pregnant, as I most likely would die or become quadriplegic due to every major joint in my body and every vertebrae in my spine being unstable. However, they need to remove my IUD to treat other health issues, and I cannot take other forms of birth control, as they would thin my blood more. And I already pass out 15 to 20 times weekly because I don't get enough blood to my brain, so that's not an option. I've never felt so vulnerable as a young wheelchair-bound woman who basically has no physical means of protecting myself if one of the many women-hating men in this country assaulted or raped me. Well, if they hated you, they wouldn't do that, would you? Would they? I feel like a woody gazelle on the Serengeti with hungry lions closing in. So many people are counseling women to get IUDs and just stay healthy, but what about those of us for whom that isn't a current reality or possibility? I feel alone, unmoored and disposable. The only slight shiver of hope I cling on to is knowing that I thankfully live in a state that has passed laws protecting health insurance for people with pre-existing conditions and just passed a state constitution amendment protecting women's reproductive rights. For now, I'm acutely aware that all of this could be superseded by federal-level rulings or laws. I am so damn tired. I'm a mentally strong person. I've learned how to walk 3 times in my life. I've managed about 100 dislocations a month. I've had 18 procedures to stabilize my spine, and I've been determinedly tracking down answers and going to multiple PT and doctor's appointments every week for 3.5 years straight. But I'm not sure how to navigate or survive this. Well, bloody hell. Well, if you're telling the truth, you have a lot of shit, so sorry about that, but... Oh, wow, damn, woman. A lot of these people are overreacting. As I say, this is partly why I wanted to do this, just so we can have a little laugh at it and just, just be chill. Anyway, last one, and then I'm going to read the chat, see if there's anything else in the Discord. There isn't anything in the Discord, I just checked. Okay. "4B movement will not be enough. Arm yourselves. It doesn't matter what stance you have on gun control. Get a gun and take the precautions of using/owning it. I am looking into buying a firearm, and I am for gun control. Men will not care if you say no to sex. Words don't stop rapists. They don't even care about bodily autonomy. Men know banning abortion will kill women. They do not care. They are fine with taking our rights away and are open about it. Men are not afraid of women, but they are afraid of bullets." That's a good point. Although, having said that, there's plenty of states where abortion is legal, so... I don't know. Right. I'm just going to check. I've just been tagged in Discord. Let me check. Are there any problems? Okay. For your Reddit narration, we can do that later. Another time, I think, because I'm a bit tired. And this wasn't meant to be a long stream anyway. How are we going? Oh, wow. 2 hours, 15 minutes. We've done pretty well. All right, let's... Final run of the chat, and then we will call it a night. Because I have gotten back. I need to make my bed, and I'm bloody tired. Infinite monkeys with guns. Yep. If you use a doorway, you're going to get hurt twice as bad when you need to get out. Okay, true. Jump out a window, maybe. I don't know. I think the point I was making is, you know, they're getting a bit wild with that. You don't need to sleep with one eye open when you can just, you know, you can take precautions, basically. Or you can get out. Just find the inner strength to do what you need to do to just get the fuck out of whatever bad situation you're in. Anyway, it only works as an emergency, not when you have to live there. That's fair enough. But as I say, if you're ever in that situation, you know, reach out because, you know, he only has power if you don't call the cops. And the moment you call the cops and show them the evidence, well, the cops will do something about it. Unless you're in the UK, in which case the cops are fucking useless. That's an important distinction to make. But the point is, there are resources you can get. You just need the courage to reach out and just get out of it. And, you know, sometimes you can't always tell when you first get involved, but just don't get involved with dodgy people. What about MGTOW, which is men going their own way? Yeah, that's definitely a thing. We can, like, if that's probably going to be a thing. If there are any really lousy subreddits with stuff that I will find quite funny to narrate, I will make a channel for it. You can suggest it. We can stick it in there, and we can let it cook for next time I do one of these. Although next time might be a gaming stream. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a stream on my birthday, which is later this month. But how long is my birthday away? Yeah, it's about 2.5 weeks. Wow. I'm not going to tell you how old I'm going to be, but yeah, there's another year. It feels weird. I haven't made any plans for it. I'm an introverted guy. I don't go for huge parties or anything. I'm not running parties anyway. I will happily go to parties, especially if there's free alcohol. But no, not. You know, I don't like being the center of attention for these kind of things. Sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. I will admit I had a few of these runs, a few drams of rum already before I started the stream, so I'm definitely feeling it. I'm MGTOW, partly due to my piece of X. Well, I'm very sorry to hear that, but I hope you're able to heal from that. I'm MGTOW because I have no game, and I'm currently living in Bristol, and Bumble doesn't work, Hinge doesn't work, Tinder doesn't work. No, I'm kidding. I will admit I just haven't been actively looking. Well, having said that, if I actually go to one of these YouTube conventions, I can meet people. I don't know. I guess being in the position I am from COVID, basically I ended up in limbo, just not meeting IRL people that much. But I'm going to change that when I move to my new house next year. So that's fine. I might take a few videos to just show that, but yeah, I'm getting a place of my own finally. I won't have to live in an apartment like this anymore. And that story was fantasy. He could have gotten the kids back yet, proving it's just BS. I'm not sure which one you mean, but a lot of these do seem like LARPs. But obviously, I cannot prove that it's a LARP. It gives that vibe, but obviously they could very much be true. We see how the women's only construction worked out, lol. Well, I do know there's one with survival, men and women separated in a survival situation, which is fucking funny. You know, although having said that, you know, traditional roles like child rearing, which not a good example of this, or care, or more forward-facing interaction, social roles. Women are better at that. Called depression, self-hate. That's the thing. Oh, wow, there's a lot of stuff here. Right. Being on psychiatric medication doesn't make someone too nuts to be safe with a firearm. There's plenty of non-dangerous mental illnesses. That's true. I'm sure there are. Bear in mind, as a person from the UK, I'm not allowed a gun, so I wouldn't necessarily know all these things. And I tell you what, I think the first time I mentioned when I was writing a clip instead of a magazine, people lost their shit. If you call something like the thing you load ammo into and you put it into a gun, if you call that a clip, people lose their shit. They get really angry when you say that. So that's proof that I'm a complete novice when it comes to firearms. I'm a bit of a novice when it comes to mental health as well, but outside of autism. But that's about it. I'll trust your expertise. But I'm not making any disparaging comments about people with mental illnesses. I just think on paper it sounds like a bad combination. It's rather ironic, is it not? People expect men to do the lion's share of the work, but we get shit when we do just that. That's true. It's situational. But as is proven with the election, Reddit is very much an echo chamber. And they're very much a minority too. So you know, just got to get out of that. Take, you know, respect other opinions, hear other people out. And maybe you can change, and you can, you know, you'll go on a different trajectory. Got to dodge the algorithm. I'm always dodging the algorithm. I mean, honestly, you got AI channels spamming videos. Somebody, you know, I'm still on top. It's like I still got the views, but yeah, it's a bit difficult, especially when I don't make those clickbaity thumbnails. I don't put clickbaity titles in there. You know, I still get more views than the others, but you know, it's bringing new people in as a pain. And I certainly haven't done myself any favors with this stream, but I care more about keeping you guys entertained than I do feeding an arbitrary algorithm which everyone is trying to game. So when everybody's trying to game the algorithm, nobody is. So I'm not going to bother. Where I am, if someone has a court involuntary confine them for treatment, then they say they can't have a firearm. Yeah, makes sense. I feel like Billy Bob voice should have been used at least once. Jesus Christ, this is the American election. With Billy Bob, I haven't done that voice in a while. Although I tend to be more Billy Bob like this. I can say, Jesus Christ! When I'm in a shootout, I can do kind of full-on hillbilly Billy Bob. Anyway, being on psychological medication means you are brave and have not given up yet. Kudos. Yeah, I agree. I'm on meds. I'm not on meds for anything mental. I'm on something for physical, but yeah, I agree. Take your meds. Take your meds rather than make you friends. I was volunteering in a psychiatric hospital for self-harm and CA for a bit and couldn't own a firearm for 5 years. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Morgan. Well, I'm glad you're better. Couldn't own a firearm? Sure, fair enough. You got to kind of come to jolly old Blighty, or you got to get your knife license. That's not a problem. And by the way, when I said Stalker 2 had gone gold, that means the game is done and there is no more work to be done. Well, considering what's released on Steam, I'm expecting a day one patch. That's basically the rule now. Independent of the restate, while there's a lot of issues no one asked about. I'm not sure what it was. Oh yeah, that was probably the Reddit post. Firearms are the great equalizer for women and the disabled. True. Explosives too. Well, is she in an assisted living facility? Passing out even once a day is bad news. Well, maybe she lives with family. I mean, if you can't afford assisted living, for example, unless it's subsidized by the government, it could be different in the US. I don't know. Could be living in care. I mean, she doesn't have a husband or any partner, so maybe she lives with her parents or something. It's doable. I know of people that do that. But it could be like a poverty thing for not being able to have assisted living, even though, government should provide for that so that the person is able to pay back into the system with taxes and contributing with a job that's suitable for them. But I don't know. As I say, it has the feeling of a LARP, but you obviously you don't know. So I'll treat it as plausible. Sounds like she needs Canadian healthcare. Someone explain condoms to that woman. Which one? There's a few of them there. This has to be fake? Yeah, I mean, possibly. Last woman I meet that had terminal cancer couldn't wait to get laid one last time. WTF. Wow. Okay, yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, there's nothing shameful about it. I mean, just one last ride. Maybe a hypochondriac. Rape doesn't necessarily come from a sexual mindset and can be argued that it's more of a hate crime. I suppose it would depend on the target, to be honest. Still have rights? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, women have rights. Like, I'm not trying to say anything different. I'm not even going to try and make a spicy joke there, because I do have plenty of women that watch the channel, both cis and trans. So that's absolutely fine. But see, I use the word there. I use the word cis. So have rights. Can't go any faster. There are still people who are that messed up, yet modern medicine can keep them alive. Yeah, that's true. Some people have shit luck, so that's why I say it's plausible, because there are people out there with really, really shitty luck. I've known a few, but it's a case of giving them a quality of life, allowing them to live life as normal. And they can contribute back to the system. That sort of helps them in a way. Yeah, it's a complicated system. Java Queens, yep. The link is just a bookmark if you want to take a look at the literal nonsense. Yeah, I mean, I might make a channel saying, like, live narration subreddits or something. I don't know. I'll think about it. Funny to see the anti-gunners use Pro-2A arguments we've been using for years. Yeah, that's true. Joined the stream late, but it was a fun time. Good night, buddy. Thank you very much, Mr. Sticks. Yep. I just read a thing in France. A third of the people are defavorably known by the police. Yeah, that's what they say. They say over here as well. It's like, oh, every time there's a terror strike, oh, he was known to MI5. He was known to security services. Well, you still didn't do shit to stop him, so whatever. But a third in France is wild. Like, it would require a tenth to take over a country, because everybody else would just be passive. SSP 1, get default door installed. Step 2, lose code for vault door. Yeah, vampires. I'm not going to tell you how old I am. Yep. Am I a vampire? Maybe. Don't think you've ever seen me during the daylight. There are live videos of me in a hot tub, and that's at night. So, who knows? Maybe I am a vampire. I have the right to remain silent. I'm hoarding the girlfriend's gremlin noises. Okay. Perks of being poly. I mean, I don't know. Poly would be fun if I'm the one doing the polying, but no. That never ends well. That never ends well. Like, I knew a guy that was in a... Okay, girl and boy couple, obviously they grew up together growing up. I met them in uni. Very, very nice. They joined the gaming society. In a open relationship. And guess which one wasn't getting laid in that one? So you see how that goes. Right. Are all the girlfriends holding one another and also you? Apollo Q is more or less of a line to be as extreme centrist. I'm subbed. Extreme centrist? I do lean a certain way, but it just depends on the issue. So, LGBT rights, trans and all of that, yeah, go for it. Be who you want to be, just don't push it on kids. Great, fine, that's a liberal viewpoint. But, for example, economy, yeah, I lean more to the right. Then there's also environmental stuff. Sure, absolutely, that needs to be invested in. It would be a good idea to not be so reliant on oil. If, from a pragmatic standpoint, you don't have to deal with countries like Russia, Saudi Arabia, a bunch of dictatorships that don't deserve to benefit until they're able to sort of fix their own problems first. So, yeah, environmental, electric cars and all of that, wind power and all of that, fine. It means we're not dependent on these countries. But then again, immigration, I'm very much right-wing on that because we're having a problem in this country from it. So, it's an issue-by-issue thing. I'm not specifically one side or the other. I say, I'm more centre-right, but it's very important, especially when I'm, being a public figure, as I am, that, I respect all opinions. I respect all walks of life, that kind of thing. I haven't said anything bad. I'll respect it. I'm allowed to disagree, but, clearly a lot of you are well-informed and you vote a certain way. You take your own choices in life because you are informed. So I assume that, and I respect it. Right. Our polycule is more or less of a line to be her. Extreme centrist, I'm sorry. Yep. Sounds like my family tree, bamboo. Hey, just wanted to say thank you for your work here. Thank you very much, Italian guy. Mamma mia. Oh no, I've never done. I've never done an Italian. Oh no, I have done an Italian accent, but it's not. That's coming up in just one drop, I think. But no, I've really got to do a Super Mario accent at some point. I tell you what, it's funny because in I think what's the series? Wearing power armor to a magic school. In some of those ones, random voices come up. So obviously a bunch of people are saying different things in a crowd. When that happens, if you are making me give random voices for each one of them, I will give you a random voice for each one. So next time that situation comes up, I don't know what series it's going to be in. I'm just going to do fucking Super Mario. I'm aware of power armor. Woohoo! Oh god. Oh, there's a bounty. I'ma kill your family. Woohoo! Thank you. Enough about women's rights. Let's talk about women's wrongs. Oh, I mean, we do. Oh, I mean, we're going to double the length of the stream for that one. I hope you have a nice day, and thank you for the chat, Net Narrator. Thank you very much, Mr. Will, iPad Pro. I find the system extremely offensive. I will admit, if it was weird, I mean, I would just say normal, but I guess if people want to use the term, I'll try and match where they're coming from. I don't know, but I didn't know it came from Latin. That was an interesting word. I have had it being thrown around more than once, but it's just not natural in my family. I mean, yeah. I mean, I know LGBT people. I know trans people. Like, they've never been that bothered about it. So, I don't know. Thanks for the stream. Thank you very much, Morgan, for coming to the stream. And thank you very much for all the viewers. We got quite a few views in this one. So yeah, I'll call this a success. No, I'll examine the comments afterwards because I have tried to stay neutral in this, even though many of the comments and many of the posts have obviously been meltdowns from the liberal side, purely because that guy lost. Although having said that, had Trump lost, I suspect I would be doing the same thing, just because, funny. Basically, defaming known requires having had any incident where you got a fine or whatever. Fair enough. I've seen polycules work well for decades and undergone explosive decomposition. I think you're deliberately missing the context there. Most people in the polycule are ace-ish, so getting laid isn't that big of an issue. Fair enough. She took my husband in the divorce. Okay. Husbands are not assets nor property. Perhaps they're even able to choose for themselves every so often. Everyone is normal to themselves. It's fun because there's cis fats and trans fats and a bunch of other science terms. Have you ever thought about getting a voice modulator? I have. We'll see how that goes, but I haven't found anything reliable. Like, there was a character in Galactic High who I really, really, really wanted a voice modulator for. So if that ever happens, I'll redo the chapter. Because it hasn't come out for non-members yet. Yeah, and didn't know about the 6 facts. That's fine. But yeah, it's possible I might try a voice modulator, but it would still be my natural voice, just, changing it up a little bit, in which I can't naturally do. It wouldn't quite be AI, because it would still be me saying the line, saying as the emotion goes. So it wouldn't be like all these shitty AI channels that keep coming up. Honestly, that's it. Although, having said that, it's good to see that all of these AI channels, I have noticed, the main ones, the main AI channels that I know of, they're dropping off massively. So it's, it's a good year. They came in getting a ton of views, and then they just dropped down. In the meantime, my channels remain pretty stagnant as it is, and it's remained the same, which, considering there are so many of these AI channels clogging up the feeds, I would say that's very good. So thank you very much for sticking around with me. I will continue to try and do mad shit like this. And Dracula's 15-hour videos. Yeah, I can do it. There's a couple of others as well that I'm thinking about doing. I will admit, I'm thinking about doing more old stories, but trying to find ones without racism is a bit weird. Like, I at some point I will try and do H.P. Lovecraft, but there is an unbelievable amount of racism in there. Anyway, that's a non-relevant tangent. Promise me that you'll do the villain voice as a Canadian, not an Englishman, because Englishmen are villains too often. A Canadian gangster like, "Ooh, give me all your money, eh?" I don't know. How would I do a Canadian accent? I sort of like to mix it between... I don't know. I remember last time I did it, it was... what was it? Life of a Teenage Hellwalder. Because there was a Canadian character in that one. And I did... sort of a voice like this. I don't know. I can't 100% remember the voice I did for it. It's sort of in my muscle memory somewhere. But I'm sure I can replicate it again at some point. And there's also the Death Warders, which... Yeah, I haven't even put up a video for non-members because it's been so long since I recorded that. But then again, it's every time I do a chapter of one of those, it's an undertaking and a half. German or Russian accents? I did for Count Dracula. I tried to keep my voice for Count Dracula sort of... I didn't want to fully meet the stereotype, but I also wanted to keep it very similar. So, what did I do? I am Dracula. That kind of thing. Yeah, that meets the stereotype. But I think later on in the story, I sort of move away from that because there's a similar story I did, which is called The Beetle. If you haven't seen, if you enjoyed Dracula, read The Beetle because it was made in the same year. But The Beetle was a African, Arabic, ancient Egyptian villain. So, where is Paul Lessingham? And it's the inflection he says when he says the name of his enemy, Paul Lessingham, which I had to focus on. And people like that. It's like, yes, I am a child of Isis. Isis, of course, being the god of magic. So yeah. So I have done a villain that isn't German or Russian. So that's I've done an Arabic villain. Anyway, let's have a look. Your voice and all the impressions you make are 100 times better than the AI channels. Thank you very much. Italian guy, I 100% agree. And as well, they steal my tags. They steal my tags and they steal my parts of my title. So I have noticed that, but you know, they don't stand a chance. I'm knocking them out the park anyway, and I'm not really changing much, to be honest. You know, I just got to try hard. I just got to do the work, and I just got to make sure you guys are entertained. So that's what I was trying. A southern villain. Now, I have done that. Fuck you, I'm an axe. Yeah, that's got a southern villain. So I'm Keith like this. So, but then again, the villain I do for the actual axe character. Yeah, okay. Oh yes, let's bury the hatchet on that one. Oh, I love doing that voice. I really wish he'd carry on with that series. I think he started a new one. He did Fuck You, I'm an Axe and The Forge Knight. I think he's put a hiatus on both, but he's still writing. So I don't know. Well, how could you forget about the axe? He was such a great villain, and you could hear me laugh in the video every time I narrated him. I tell you what, he did go quite wild as well. All right. So yeah, I'm going to call it now. But thank you very much for showing up. It's been 2.5 hours. It's been a hell of fun, and I think I might consider going through some of these wacky subreddits and just going on a tear, rating them. I mean, I might get copyright strike by them actually, but I don't think that'll yeah, that'll be a bit weird to say. I think I can get away with these ones because they're posted publicly and they've been shared around. So yeah, we'll need to see about that. But we'll see what I do for the next live narration. But I will aim to do a couple more of these, especially just to show for everybody that I'm a real person, because I am a real person. I do enjoy this.
And I can do all the voices too, so great days and glorious victory. But I'm going to bed.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody. I'll